Yo, 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 beautiful people. How's it going? Good evening. I'm a little bit late at the scheduled time, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. And I feel like this is going to be a fun stream because honestly, I was kind of like, I wasn't going to stream, I was going to work on some other stuff. But I was watching MexicaliFishkeepers stream earlier. Jorge, if you're not familiar. Oh, God, there's like a whole freaking. There's a ton of text in the chat. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I was already started talking. I'm not used to you guys being waiting for me. Remember, Nick, it's in my tanks, not in my verse. He's trying to be fashionably late. Hair on point. No, that's why I got that hat. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's so funny you call me a diva. But, like, legitimately, I'll tell you the reason I was late is because I was cutting up a lemon for my water. I wish I was lying, but look, it's actually the truth. And then I was getting my marshmallow, chia seed, and peanut butter snack ready with some strawberry shortcake ice cream. But enough about me. Enough about me. But enough about me. Oh, check it out. I mean to do this, but for people who watch the replays, look, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I finally actually did it. What am I talking about? I've now added the text on the screen like a proper stream. So when people type something in the chat, it's going to pop up on the screen. So if you're watching it back, you don't have to mess with YouTube's insane chat replays. It's completely unusable for me. So there you go. A little bit of quality of life. And I think it show notifications if people like subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Big chat. That's right. Gotta be able to read all the terrible things you people say. Anyways, let me know if any audio issues. I put the mic up for this since I'm gonna sit down. I'm using a laptop mic because I've been moving around. Is that OBS? Yeah, I do use OBS. I'm old school. I used to stream video games and stuff back in the Disney. Abuse this immediately, chat. Okay, I'm not gonna read chat anymore. So you guys can do it yourself. It works. Okay, so right, Aquatic Foods Inc. And listen, you know that like I'm really on point because I pre-made my little small screen. I pre-made my little small. I need to make the chat big and on the other side for this. Anyways, yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Besides the point. Absolutely besides the point. Aquatic Provisions. So this is something that excited me. When I saw that Jorge was interviewing this guy, I immediately got excited and tuned in like the moment that it started because Aquatic Provisions is not a new company to me, although it might be a new company to some. This is their logo. Aquatic Provisions, crafted fish foods. I've tested. Oh, you've been testing out Research Rabbit? Glad. I'm glad. Echo. Wait, fixed. Okay. Oh yeah, wait. There is echo. My bad. I don't actually have my headphones connected to my computer, so I couldn't hear that there was an echo. Apologies for that. Let me turn my headphones on. My God. Okay. So, as I was saying, Aquatic Provisions. It's a food company. I can hear myself again. I'm so dead inside. Chat. This is unbelievable. How do I do this every stream? How do I do this literally every stream? Okay, well, I just quit. I just quit all my Google Chrome tabs. Okay. Let's quit them all. So we're gonna have to start from scratch on this. I did have the patience, but okay. Aquatic Provisions. I came across them when we were looking at suppliers for Aquarium Co-op, and when we hunted down some appropriate replacements for the brine shrimp. If you look them up, you'll notice some interesting things. If you tuned into that stream, you might be kind of hip to some stuff. But if you look up Aquatic Provisions, you see they got a website. When I saw this, and I just want to say off the bat, let me just react real quickly. Like, I have some notes from the interview, but let me just real quickly just pull it up. Just give Jorge a shout out. It was a great interview if you haven't seen it already. He interviewed the founder of the company that we're about to take a look at, and I will say I think the founder did a good job. Came across as pretty, well researched and likable and stuff like that. So I just want to say off the bat, that was a great interview. I thought, obviously I'm doing a stream about it, but I already actually had Aquatic Provisions products in my cart because they've been on my list of foods to test and talk about. But one thing very interesting about this interview is at one point I'm reminded of something. So you're looking at all this stuff, right? And you see the freeze-dried. We already know, like, we did the whole rabbit hole with Aquarium Co-op and how everyone has the same freeze-dried cubes. Like, I didn't have to watch the interview to know these come from China, right? And I think he said that they work with multiple manufacturers in the U.S. I think he said 3 to 4. And then basically any single ingredient item is from overseas. I believe what he said, freeze-dried brine shrimp cubes is definitely going to fall under the category of a single ingredient, if you ask me, my humble opinion. We know that's it. Okay, Jeff. But something very interesting. Aquatic Foods Inc. on Amazon. Now, if you don't remember, Aquatic Foods Inc., also formerly / currently known as Aquatic Foods Inc. and Blackworms, but for some reason under that name, their account was like banned on Amazon, so they're not selling with the Blackworms part, just Aquatic Foods Inc. But what puppy lingered there? Bro, what are you all yapping about? But you see anything familiar about this? You see anything familiar about this? Well, the thing is, Aquatic Foods Inc. and Aquatic Provisions, I don't know what manufacturers exactly they both use, but I mean, they're clearly reading off the same homework. I mean, these two brands are almost indecipherable from each other on Amazon. And the funny thing is, if you look up fish food on Amazon, like, the pickings are slim. Like, these two companies are actually, they have the widest and best selection. I mean, you're going with Aquarium and Tetra Flakes. That's like all you got on Amazon with like the small Bug Bites bottles. It's actually kind of surprising how bad the selection is, especially if you look at just like stuff with Prime. So it's just interesting between the two of them. I mean, Aquatic Provisions does have an actual logo, like, the airplane, but both of them are working with, buying a bunch of food, putting it in the almost identical packaging. And this is one of the key things, this little baby bottle thing. And I'm actually, when I go between the tabs, I'm losing track of which brand is which. But this baby bottle thing is very interesting because this is not like a normal, delivery method. And the thing with it is that this cap, I think it screws on and off. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jorge. But one of the interesting things that he said in this interview was that they actually did come up with that, and that some company copied them like almost immediately. They're a newer company. And I couldn't help but remember that Aquarium Foods, Blackworm, and Brine Shrimp Company had an extremely similar bottle, and I just don't know what other company they could possibly be talking about You said theirs pops off. Okay, maybe it does pop off. I don't know, but I don't know what other company you could be talking about because this is like also fry food, extremely similar. Now, here's the interesting thing with the Aquatic Provisions. So, before when we were looking at stuff, we found the country of origin, and it would always say like China or something like that. Here, we have the manufacturer being Aquatic Provisions LLC, right? So, they do manufacture some amount of their stuff. Not exactly sure which amount. Definitely can't be all of it because they have a massive selection of food. I mean, just look at this, bro. I'm just scrolling and scrolling. We got pond feeds. We got bulk feeds. It would take me all day to find out where all these came from. I mean, look at this. Spirulina flakes bulk. Yeah, bro. I got a feeling they're not manufacturing all of this themselves. And not that they actually claim to. I'm just saying it's hard. And here's another thing that was hard for looking at this company. This dude owns like 20 billion brands. Like, I'm not exaggerating. He owns like a million billion brands. So when I'm doing my research trying to like figure out what's up with these companies and whatnot, it's just killing me because there's like 20 different companies that he started and either still runs or abandoned, and it's just hard to find like what he's importing things under the name of. Now, unfortunately, with the Jorge interview, it humanized the whole. For me, I just like looking up stuff and it's just kind of fun. He humanized the whole thing for me, so I'm like, I kind of feel like an asshole. I could just ask this guy, but like that totally takes the fun out of trying to find all the different things I might own, right? But okay. So for instance, he also owns Boutique Beta. Boutique Beta. No idea what level of it is still active or not. There's still a few things for sale. Yeah, digging through the dirt is fun. Yeah, it's just fun. But like, look at this. We got. Can you tell that he used to own an ADA store? I just feel like the aesthetic, you can kind of tell. But maybe you could order from here and still get stuff. It's kind of hard to tell because it's like just another copy and paste Shopify shop. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it looks nice and all that kind of stuff. But it's just something to keep in mind. This guy's been copying and pasting brands like for the last decade, and I'm not exaggerating. And the blueprint is something that is not uncommon. It's not uncommon at all. So one thing that people like to do is they make these LLCs, right? So for instance, this is a declaration of use or excusable non-use of mark and commerce under Section 8 for Heirloom Futures. Heirloom Futures is another brand that at one point was a thing that this guy was getting into. And this one seems like, basically not being run at all. And I guess that's why there's a declaration of use or excusable non-use of a mark in commerce, which is their trademark. But the funny thing is this trademark is owned by Planted Aquarium Concepts LLC. Okay. Planted Aquarium Concepts LLC manufactures the products for Glosso Factory. Glosso Factory is another brand that he owns with fertilizers. If you look at this, it's like basically the Aquarium Co-op Easy Green old bottle with the pumps. Like, you already start to see how it kind of gets confusing. It's like a billion brands. And like, with Aquarium Co-op, it was easy. One company name. I can search up their shipping records. I can find where they're importing stuff from. This guy, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like since he was like 16, he's just been making companies every 2 months. Again, I'm kind of talking hyperbolically. I really like the guy from the interview, so please don't take this as me being negative. It's just like, yeah, bro, it's been hard to keep track of. Okay, so this is just background context for what this company is, kind of the business, I guess, philosophy behind it. And from what I can tell, Aquarium Planted Aquarium Concepts is kind of like the one of the main companies he uses to do things. Unfortunately, I use those root tabs. Okay. I mean, Planted Aquarium Concepts, like, they do seem to sell stuff and be real, and manufacture stuff. But again, it's just kind of like difficult to really know what's going on. But if you go here, you could see they like sold tissue cultures, fertilizers. We got glassware. You got some nice CO2 and stuff. One of those things. Oh, I was curious your guys' opinion on this with the boutique beta, because I know nothing about beta fish and stuff. Like, that's not necessarily my thing. But I just want the beta people to tell me, would they buy this kit? That's just my question. Would you buy this kit? The boutique beta kit. All the Reggie dates are like 3 months into the aquarium boom. Yeah. Yeah, a lot, like, for instance, a lot of Aquatic Provisions, like, all that is relatively recent. And that's why I kind of suspect, like, a lot of companies basically do like an advanced form of drop shipping, right? You're buying this bulk stuff from overseas or wherever, you're repackaging, selling it. No, you don't even take any of the product photos yourself. I mean, if you go on like the Amazon listings for some of this stuff, it's just like, it has manufacturer written all over it. Now, of course, I could be wrong, but when you have the exact same, like, did you realize that this, one second. Aquatic Foods. Like, notice how even like the labels are the same. Like, the labels are being applied in like a pretty similar way. Now let me find Aquatic Food, because I'm trying to find the baby bottle. More access to mid-level stuff is a net positive for the hobby. Oh, well, that's what I'm going to get into. Because, again, like I said, I really like the guy from the interview. I have no problem with any of this. But it's just, you know, I do all the background research before we get into the actual food. But, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I had found the bottle being similar from what's. But I wrote down some notes from the interview, some things that he said that I thought were interested. So, yeah, I said that they have 3 to 4 manufacturers in the U.S., a few in China, like the freeze-dried stuff. They do everything. He said is what he said. So they make their own stuff, they buy their own stuff. One thing that I really liked about the interview is he does seem to be very in tune with thinking about consumers, right, and what they want. Like, things not going out of stock, you know. And as they approach more stores in person, I think that's going to be something that really kind of rings true, because we've all been dealing a lot with things being out of stock, you know. So if you're a store, say you bring in an Aquarium Co-op Magic Small Feed, today you listen to Corey Stream and you hear him say, yeah, in 4 weeks there's a possibility we run out of Magic Small Feed. I mean, bro, it's a pain. You got this guy, he comes in, I got this food, it's good, people love it, and, you know, by the way, I'm not going to run out and be out of stock. That would be a pretty solid pitch, I think. And if he does actually have some manufacturers in the U.S. for food, then maybe he'd actually be able to honor that. I think the real issue with some people is all their food does come from overseas. So, but anyways, what I love about this is aquarium food needs competition so badly. And here you have a whole universe of things to explore. I mean, we got people talk about fish meals. He's got straight up, like, where can you buy Daphnia? Where have you thought about? Not even like, I'm sure you can, but where have you thought about buying 8 ounces of Daphnia meal? Like, I've just never been faced with I've never been given this option. I got 8 ounces of Artemia meal. Like, I've never had this put in front of my face before. I'm sure it's out there, but it's like a whole new world of food for many people like myself who haven't necessarily been faced with this many options. So, and you got different fry powders at different grain sizes, different ingredients. One thing that was interesting that I liked is he said that with the people that buy their foods to put in stores, and there may be other aquarium companies that do this too, but I didn't see their interview, so they need to go get interviewed more. But he said like for people that have their stuff on the shelves, they keep a log of like what the expiration dates are, and if they go out of stock, and if they expire while they're still on the shelves, he said they replace them for that store for free, which I think is good. When Jorge asked him about like ingredients and stuff, didn't seem like he really wanted to get too much into talking about ingredients, talking about what is best, what is this. He basically kind of reiterated like, basically all aquarium foods are good, blah 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 blah. One thing he put a lot of emphasis on though was food going bad. So like if he talked about there's streaks of color in the food, if the food's changing colors, that's from oxidation, and your food's going bad. So I did think that was interesting. Seemed like, when like fish meal and stuff was brought up, I think that the fear over fish meal being a high up ingredient is kind of way overblown. Like, quite honestly, that doesn't really bother me that much. But didn't really seem to want to like litigate it that much, and I assume without looking that it's because fish meal is probably high up on some of their products. That's an ingredient. Let's look at this one. Where are the ingredients? Well, this one's just freeze-dried brine shrimp. That's not gonna work. Aquatic Provisions fry food. Ignore me not spelling anything. Okay, it's fry powder. Let's just look at the ingredients of this real quick. Yeah, fish meal is ingredient number 1. So, yeah, that kind of explains that. Yeah, fish meal is number 1. Soy protein concentrate number 2. I mean, basically, this ingredient list, if you've watched a YouTube video about how to tell if a fish food is high quality, like, this is, like, giving you nightmares. Like, you just woke up in a cold sweat. You went to go check if your 2 shrimp have starved to death or something. Like, oh, my God, did I poison you with wheat flour? Bob Bravo said, I always read the ingredients, fish meal, and the 3 grains. There are probably like 400 billion thousand papers on the denaturation of fish foods because of fish farming and nutrition. All right, buddy. I'm gonna have to look up denaturation. All right, and biochemistry. Denaturation refers to the unfolding or disruption of a protein's 3D structure due to external factors like heat, pH changes, or chemicals leading to its loss of function. All right. There's some science in the chat right now. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of explains why when that kind of ingredient stuff came up, like, I think one of the exact questions was like, yo, how, I think, man, I gotta find it. Okay, let's find it. Because Jorge asked him at one point exactly, like, how do you tell if a food is high quality? And he just, like, wouldn't answer it. I don't think he was necessarily trying to avoid it. Honestly, he kind of seems like a conflict-averse person. Like, he seems like a nice guy, so I think he just didn't want to, like, have to argue about it. The ingredients are nothing to write home about? Well, hold on a second. That's what we just picked one food. You know what I mean? I would argue that just being able to buy an affordable bulk freeze-dried powder of brine, like, I've seen some evidence that some picky eaters, like pipefish and stuff, might like, or even some of the eels, the peacock eels, might kind of be interested in some freeze-dried stuff. I just have to do more testing, but like, if that's a thing, then yeah, I would love to buy a big bulk freeze-dried mysis shrimp bag or something like that. I would say that the benefit their food would bring would probably be potentially as good quality or of a variety of qualities at a competitive price point. I think we're gonna have to do a price breakdown at some point. But first, we gotta familiarize ourselves with even what they have, because it's so much. So like this, like koi, like I don't know anything about koi food. You know what I mean? Tons of freeze dried stuff. That's the stuff that's all from overseas. So I'm wondering if this bulk flake stuff is the stuff manufactured here, which would make me excited because the only other company I know of that really manufactures all their food in the U.S. is Extreme Foods. So if there's any crossover of manufacturing with Extreme Foods, that could be potentially really nice. I want to buy that fish meal food, but their specific foods may be worthwhile, and that's why I said like let's hold on. I was just pulled up a random example, but they got a lot of different foods. So okay, let's check out this one. So we got spirulina flakes, whole anchovy meal, that's pretty good. Whole shrimp meal, that's pretty good. From my understanding, the meals are a lot better when it lists what's in a meal. It's a whole meal of something. Oh, you said Northfin is USA as well? Yeah. And I don't actually like, and I don't even care if like necessarily something's made in the US or not. It's just that, well, one, if it's made here, that could affect availability up or down. But two, some people do care about that, I guess. But I don't know enough to say whether that actually affects quality. But okay, whole anchovy meal is ingredient number 1 of the spirulina flake, and this is a 1 pound bag for $35. To me, that doesn't seem too bad. Whole shrimp meal, second ingredient. So we get to ingredient 3. That's when we get the soybean meal, wheat flour, then fish oil, squid meal, yeast, red algae, spirulina, etc., etc., etc. Again, I'm not some kind of food aficionado, but to me this seems like fine. Soybean meal, like I asked in the stream what he thought about the snowflake shrimp foods, and he said he had to do some more research. But I mean, like, bros, like, come on, I know you know soy husks. Repackaging soy husks and selling them for like $10 an ounce is some BS. So I look forward to their shrimp foods. But okay, that's the spirulina flake. Let's look at the brine shrimp flakes bulk. Ada, sorry, my cat is biting my elbow. Bro, look, this is what she does when my arm is in the way. Okay. Ada is going to help us determine if she would eat this food. Okay, so this ingredient list is, again, whole anchovy meal, whole shrimp meal, soybean. I mean, this looks like almost the same as as the spirulina flake. I'm not going to lie. This looks about the same. Let's look. Is there... I don't think there's an ingredient difference. Wait, what, bro? Have they been? Has the? We need to do this with some other food companies, cause like, has the spirulina flake and like krill flake just been BS this whole time? Or are they just like coloring the shit? Cause these two seem to have the exact same ingredients. One is just. Oh wait, let me look at the. Okay, hold up. Let me look at the guaranteed analysis. That is different. So brine shrimp flakes, we got 35% protein, 6% fat, 4% crude fiber, 10% ash, 10% moisture. That's for the brine shrimp. And then, weirdly, the spirulina has like way more protein, 42%, 6% fat, 3% fiber, 10% ash, and 11% moisture. List place of origin is nice too. Yeah. And most of these places, they don't try and like hide where their food is from or anything. But that right there then obviously tells us, okay, like they're not manufacturing this food. So I'm trying to figure out what is the food that they do manufacture. So let's look at the marine flakes. So here we go. Honestly, when we find a product that's comparable to an Aquarium Co-op product, I'm going to be interested in comparing the prices. because I'm starting to think that there's a real green tax here. And when I say green tax, I don't mean like, oh, more expensive because it's aquarium co-op. Like, I'm starting to wonder if some of their stuff is legitimately more expensive because they put so much effort into packaging it into these like specialized green containers. All right. Yes. The fish keeper assistant Ada is in the house. So let's see how these compare. So we got a 1 ounce container of marine flakes, $7.35. And I'll note on their site, you can order from them on Amazon, but on their site, you get free shipping on all orders over $35. So that's pretty nice, especially since they only sell food. So I mean, $35 is something attainable. Like, you can spend $35 on food without going too crazy. So it's nice to just get a little bit of motivation to get you over that hump. We'll see how long that lasts, though, because I'm noticing a trend. Like, these companies, they start small, they do that, and then the moment, like, it really is like a ladder going up. Like, you've seen Aquarium Co-op, like, the minimum shipping inevitably always goes higher and higher as they get bigger. Okay, ingredient number 1, we got fish meal, then shrimp meal. I was trying to see if place of origin is on this one, because I was trying to see if this is one maybe they... Oh, wait. I can't even read, bro. It says right on the label, made in the USA. And that's why part of this is nice, because, like, you don't want to... If you make too many assumptions, you're going to look like an idiot. So, like, I'm over here like, man, okay, is this the one that they make? I thought it might be, just off the fact it wasn't in a... They don't have a big bulk version of it. So that kind of made me think it was probably one that they're making. I don't know the difference between marine food and freshwater food. I think they can eat the same thing. Yeah, I think largely they can eat the same thing, but saltwater animals do have some different nutrient requirements. If I remember correctly, like, there's a lot of more trace minerals and stuff maybe that they need. But we got 45% protein. On the ingredient list, we have fish meal, then shrimp meal, soy protein concentrate, wheat starch, cornstarch, krill meal, grain distillers, dried yeast, wheat flour, and oh my god, the ingredient list is... It's like a CVS receipt. It's long. There's vitamins and stuff. Store in a dark place or freeze. Yeah. Alright, so here's the food made in the US. Formulated for all types of flake-eating saltwater fish. Let's find some... Okay, angel flakes. Is that for... Angel? Okay, this is flakes specifically for angelfish. Also, I totally missed. They have discounts for if you buy multiple quantities. Wow. So it's definitely like... They're definitely in the mode of being a smaller company, trying to get more customers. They also had free samples for a while. Apparently too many people did that, so they had to start charging a minimum amount of shipping. But basically, this is all about customer acquisition. So, you know, if someone buys a sample, they like their food, maybe they'll actually buy more next time. You know, you got the minimum order, you got this quantity discount. I mean, all these discounts and stuff, like, are kind of wild. So yeah, they're just trying to get as many people into as possible. You got to respect the grind. I think it'll probably work. I'm sure it already is working. They just got some nice, simple, easy to understand branding. Stuff just looks appealing. And the prices are, you know, not bad. Especially in a time where, if they can get food that's made here in the US in a time where other companies are dealing with tariffs, shipping lane congestion, this is like a perfect time for them to make a push, start doing interviews with people or whatnot, and get out there, because, man, have you seen some of the prices out there? I think the Aquarium Co-op 0.7 ounces of their freeze-dried brine shrimp is like $8. You can get 5 ounces from these guys for like $16 on Amazon. So, you know, that's where things start getting a little bit tricky when you have a lower cost. So coming soon, they have spirulina flakes, tropical flakes. They just put their freaking label they're gonna print out and stick on there as the placeholder. Appreciate that. Let's see what the pellets are like. So we got a simple cichlid pellet floating, 2 millimeter. We're just gonna go straight. This is a made in USA. Okay. Made in USA. Got a nice. What I like about the labels, they're very easy to read. You know, a lot of these other labels, there's so much going on, so many different colors. Let me go to Extreme Aquatic Foods, and I absolutely have I know nothing about Extreme Foods as far as where their food comes from. I'm gonna guess though, if Aquatic Provisions is getting food manufactured in the U.S., there's got to be at least a 20% chance there's some crossover, if not in a similar recipe, but just manufacturer being used. So I'm going to use them as a reference point for basically anything that is made in the USA. So we're going to find a community pellet over here from Extreme, 5 ounces. And that's what it looks like. All right, let's go over to Aquatic Provisions. I'm gonna close some tabs so I can actually keep up here. Let's go to Aquatic Provisions. They don't have a 1.5 pellet, but they do have a 2 millimeter pellet. And let's see how it looks. I mean, how many different ways can a pellet really look, right? But let's look at the ingredient list. So we got 50% crude protein, 16% fat. That's a lot of fat. One interesting thing he said he also said it didn't really matter, but technically having more fat can make it easier for it to spoil. Not that I think that necessarily really matters, but it could be something to keep in mind if you're buying a big package or something. And maybe keep it in the freezer or something like that. We got a ton of vitamins in here, and the ingredient list is very short. Fish meal, de-hulled soybean meal. My snowflake food experiences really makes me dislike this ingredient, even if maybe there's nothing wrong with it. Ground corn, that's interesting. Fish oil, corn gluten meal, and vitamin supplement. Bob says corn gluten I always see, but ground corn, that's new. Yeah, I kind of I read that too. Ground corn, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what the difference is, but it's kind of curious. Let's look at the ingredient list for Extreme. Their pellet that is the closest that I could find in a short amount of time. So okay, this is like for cichlids clearly, because their protein is like 38%, 5% fat, blah blah. Because a lot of the cichlids like cribs and rams actually, super high protein, not actually the best for them. But I don't keep that many different kinds of cichlids, so I assume there's some that really need that 50% protein. Okay, let's do the simple cichlid XL 5 millimeter floating. Damn, that is a huge pellet. That is a huge pellet. We got 42% protein, so a little bit more palatable than the 50 for some of those more vegetable lovers. Ingredients is again fish meal, de-hulled soybean meal, wheat corn, ground corn again, fish. So it's like similar. Brewer's dried yeast. I think that's different than the other one. And vitamin supplement. So Bob, you seem to be an ingredient aficionado. You keep letting me know what you think of these. Let's take a look at the tropical community pellets. Okay. And one thing to keep in mind here is that price is always a factor. So I'm sure most of these, even if technically the ingredients aren't what would be considered to be the most ideal, it probably still, you know, does the job just fine. And the price could be good enough that it actually is still worth it. Wasabi P says, nerd, you're just jealous I can read. That's fine. With the sinking pellet, okay, we got 0.5 millimeters, 48% protein, low fat, 5% fiber. Let's look at the ingredient list. This is another one made in the USA, by the way, because I stopped saying that. I'm not seeing the ingredient list. Maybe I didn't get copied and pasted, or I'm missing it. But they say they do extensively list the carotenoids, the amino acids added, the vitamins, and stuff like that. And I think that's all pretty worthwhile. I mean, even if you're like, I hate fish meal and stuff, hey, maybe you just need some extra vitamins or something. Let's go to the listing for this on Amazon, see if they remembered to put the ingredients there. All right. So yeah, this is what we had earlier: the fish meal, soy protein, concentrate, wheat flour, corn gluten, fish oil, and then, you know, the extensive trace vitamins. The ingredients are on the back of the bottle in the picture. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. Or are you? Okay, there. Okay, yeah. That's the same one I found on Amazon. I don't want to have to zoom in. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm lazy. But you can see, hey, look, it's got krill meal in there. It's like 10 ingredients down, but it's in there. So, I mean, it's basically boutique. Maybe even better boutique. No, part of this is you guys got to help me decide which ones I'm going to order. I did get the free samples, the 2 free samples they had. I ordered those. But I kind of want to try something. So far the pellets, like, I'm not that much of an ingredient snob. Like, I think I'd probably use all of these, but for my cribs, like a 50% protein pellet, I'm not gonna do that as a normal feeder. I seen Mexicali talking about this food. Yep. Jorge did inspire me to talk about this today. I saw that earlier, but they were on my list of things to talk about already because we came across them when we did the aquarium co-op stuff, and I ordered their samples, and today we're hopefully gonna decide what things I should buy from them to try out. I do want to buy some stuff from some other companies too, like their carbon. Well, okay, here's where I'm conflicted. So, Aquatic Foods, because again, he said that some company copied their like little bottle thing. Aquatic Foods Inc. or Aquatic Foods and Blackworms. I can't think of anyone else it could be because they basically look like the same company. The thing is Aquatic Foods has been around for a long time, so like maybe they copied the bottle thing, but like I know they've been around for a while. Although a couple years ago, like I think the original owner like stopped being involved, and that's when they became more of this, you know, we're selling the same food every single Chinese free packaging brand on Amazon is selling type of deal. Like, your eyes kind of glaze over at some point with these people. Like, I know technically like Provisions has like a logo and like and the plane and stuff, but I mean, look, this is where Corey might be right, because at least their shit, like, I can tell. What the? Oh, hey! Any fish will do. Thank you for the super chat. $5 for the fish food fund. Okay, yeah, that can go straight to the fish food fund. Thank you so much. I don't know if that popped up on the screen. It was supposed to, but it did make a noise, and it did it did make a noise, and it did say the text out loud, which I didn't realize I turned that on. So use that feature responsibly. But if we look at the difference between them and Aquatic Foods Inc., though, is like, again, Aquatic Foods Inc. has been around for a while. They have a lot. Like, we're talking about Aquatic Provisions having a lot. Aquatic Foods Inc. has a shit ton. That's why I want to order stuff from both of them and kind of compare. But it really is overwhelming. I mean, for Aquatic Foods Inc., black worm, whatever the heck. I feel like I gotta like buy 3 different sheds and maybe a warehouse just to test a decent amount of their products. But like I said, both of them, because they're both doing like, okay, we get the packaging from, you know, whatever the manufacturer sends us in, and then it's a clear package and we stick a label, a white label on it with some text. Like, because they both do that, it doesn't matter what the logo is, like it just looks the fucking same. Like, like there's nothing wrong with it, but like it does make it hard to differentiate. And their names both start with aquatic, so it really does help. Okay. So the simple cichlid thing, I think we looked at that. Let's look at their store on Amazon, because honestly, I feel like it'll be easier to go through than their website. I don't think their website is necessarily bad, but it's gonna take me all day to figure out like what the hell all the options are, going through all these different categories. It's gonna take us all day. So I'm just gonna do the Amazon thing, and I probably, let's just real quickly do a price comparison. So community fish food granules, high protein, sinking, blah blah blah. Keyword. That's $12.68. Is this the same one? No. It looks similar. No, that's not the same one. You see what I'm talking about? Now, I love the variety, but man, this is a pain in the ass to get through. Like, I don't even... Okay, let's do view all. Yo, what's up, Jesse? How's it going? Some people like Ben Ochar have mentioned that higher quality foods equal less fish poop because they got digested better. I don't know, though. I mean, some high quality foods could do that. I mean, it is true that if a fish can't digest something very well, it will create more waste, but you never know. It could be that one of these terrible ingredients is like super easy to digest or something, and so I would have to like actually know what I was talking about in order to determine that. Okay, I think this is the same one. Oh yeah, original, made in the USA. Okay, is this one original? Yeah, okay, these are the same. So 3.17 ounces on Amazon, $12.68, and we go over here, and so you save $2, almost $3 if you order it from their site. Could be for all sorts of reasons, including whatever cut Amazon gets from them. But definitely incentive to order from their site, especially since they have free shipping on all orders at $35 plus. So, you know, one of the key benefits of ordering things on Amazon would be the shipping, the free shipping. But if you're going to already order that much, then you'd also get more because you're saving money ordering from their site. So something to keep in mind if you decide to try it out. But I will say that it is a lot easier for me. You got to do the view all on their site, or you got to do Amazon. Also, I'll be honest, this is not about their site. This is just a site trend. I hate this trend of things appearing as you scroll down. I hate it, bro. Please just have it there ready for me to read it. I think that most people would disagree on me with that, though, so keep doing your thing. That's just like a pet peeve. Okay, I looked at the angel flake. We got the freeze-dried cubes. Okay, this is interesting. Let's compare this, actually. This is pretty expensive, I think, if I remember. So they're freeze-dried brine shrimp cubes, 0.88 ounces. Let's do Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp. Not the eggs. We know that those are in fish product hell right now. Yo, when I told my friend the eggs were coming back potentially, but then the magic feed was gonna be out of stock, bro, they were so mad. They're like, I just want to order everything I need at the same time, please. Oh man. Ben Ochar is using the Chipotle bathroom logic. Wait, what? I'm not familiar. Alright, so you could order 0.7 ounces from Aquarium Co-op. They're brine shrimp cubes for about $8. And we look at the brine shrimp cubes here. It's $11.95 for 0.1 more ounce. But then let's look at the price on their website, because maybe That is just the account for whatever. Yeah, so on their website, it's pretty much similar. But unlike Aquarium Co-op, they have larger sizes, and the value seems much better. Like, you get a little under double the 0.8 for like $3 more, and then you get. But this is all like a way. If you're gonna go bulk, then all these containers are a waste of money, because let's look. They have to have a bulk freeze. Yeah, freeze dried Q. That's the tube effects. Where's the brine shrimp? Ah! I know they got a brine shrimp. Okay, let's see. Aquatic Provisions, brine shrimp Q. They have to have a big bag of it, right? No, never wrong. And look at this. I'm typing Aquatic Provisions. The top thing here, sponsored, but it's like Aquatic Foods and Aquatic Provisions right next to each other. Now Aquatic Provisions has their thing here with their logo, and these guys just have the cubes there. But then check this out though. This is a brine shrimp and tube effects, 4 ounces for $12. So it's a mix of both. So I mean, this undercuts both Aquarium Co-op and Aquatic Provisions as far as pricing goes. And then they even got a 2-pound pack for $60. So what is good about this is we have like, these companies have existed and tons of people have been buying food from them. The thing is like, people that I actually know and meet are starting to use Aquatic Provisions. So like, now we're all being introduced into kind of this world of, oh, there's like cheaper aquarium foods out there with like a massive selection, but at the same time we're all kind of discovering and trying to decide for ourselves, like, is their food any good? Which one should I get? You know. Now, what I'll suspect is, let's take, what would we say is like their staple product? I do prefer pellets that become soft when wet, so my fish, yeah. Honestly, I think the future of fish foods is like stuff that starts like just falling apart as soon as it's in the water. I'm not gonna lie. I hate hard. It's kind of weird, but like, there's some foods that I felt, and like the moment my fingers touched them, I knew the fish were gonna hate it. Like, Extreme's black soldier fly larva flake. This is the worst food I've ever fed my fish. And I really like Extreme Foods. I like their nano pellets a lot. And their cichlid pellets are fantastic. Like, they really know what they're doing there. My cribs love the big fella pellets. Community pellets, people, things like their community pellets a lot more than Aquarium Co-op's community floating pellets. Things have not really liked the Aquarium Co-op floating pellets as much as the Magic Feed, which is kind of weird considering they have similar ingredients. But yeah, the moment my fingers touch this food, it feels gross. I could tell that the fish weren't gonna like it. It feels like kind of rough. So I think there is something to texture and stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but there's definitely a correlation between what my fingers feel and how much my fish like it. It's something I've noticed. Oh my gosh. But the reason why I'm going through this, because I forgot in the title, but best food on Amazon, right? Because like I said, if you look up fish food on Amazon, the choices are like not incredible. I mean, this package looks like it was designed in the 60s. You know, a lot of people, they do need a little bit more of that modern aesthetic to the things that they're buying. And even just like a completely bare, straight out of the container company container with just like a simple label printed on it, like even this looks better to my eyes than whatever the heck this is. Like, I'm not this doesn't belong in my domicile. I'm with LRB Tetracolor granules for everything. Nick is doing fish food tasting. Look, if I can get Aquatic Provisions and Aquatic, like, see, the problem is I'm a freelancer, right? These people are taking forever to pay me. So like, there's a bunch of fish stuff I would have bought, and all the sometimes like I do sell like isopods and stuff like that, but I've had I had to replace my phone. Things like that. So this upcoming weekend and weekend after, there's 2 auctions, and like if I can scrounge together enough fish to take there, like that's gonna fund my food adventures. But I'm saying all that, I'll totally do a taste test. I'm not afraid of tasting a fish food. I'm gonna be honest. If that's what it takes, if it's good enough, if it's not good enough for me, it's not good enough for my fish. You ever see those videos of people where they're like feeding their cats or dogs, and it's like, I put a quail egg and 3 chia seeds, and they take them out with like a tweezer, and like, here are like the vitamin like, oh my god, bro, is that what it's gonna be for fish? Coming to the BCAS auction, big cichlid and shrimp auction. Is that what that is? Let's look this up. BCAS auction. Oh, the Bucks County Aquarium Society auction. I do want to come to this. I do. I just don't know if I have fish. I gotta bring something. Like, if I come all the way to Bucks, then like I need to actually make a noticeable amount of money so I can spend it on testing fish food. So I'm gonna have to do like an audit of what fish I have that I have excess of, because I've been moving so much stuff around. I'm just getting to the point where like I'm getting a lot of fry from different things. Anyways, bro, what in the world? Who is people really buying this? Man, there's too much anxiety about shrimp and snails and calcium. Like, this shit's crazy, dog. It's mental illness. I'm telling you. No one with like for shrimp needs to be buying these. Like, what is your water made of, bro? What are you feeding them? Are you feeding them like garbage? You gotta have some damn calcium. Nick's goal in life is getting banned from all fish clubs on the eastern coast. Hey, Dan's Fish is speaking at a club near me on fish diseases. I'll be going to that for sure. There's a question section. I got a lot of questions about this fish screening thing. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But the thing is, everyone knows that I'm coming from it's not like bad faith. I like all these people. I watch all their content, or I'm friends with some of them. So, you know, someone's got to ask these questions. I'm willing to take the heat. But anyways, my theory is that if we take what their staple food is, which I have no idea what it is because there's almost no personality to any of their foods. I mean, each one is indistinguishable from the other. I mean, from a distance, like I said, because of how they're packaging them, because of their business model, yeah, Nick's getting banned. Which, again, I'm not saying any of these are negative. I'm just saying because of how they're operating it. Like, okay, we're not doing custom containers or anything. Although to a certain extent they are, because they got this very cool cap and stuff. But I just mean it's like a clear container, and they're printing out a label and putting it on. It's something that many small business people do, but because of that, their foods, it's like my eyes just start glazing over. So I don't even know like what food would be the one that I'd be like, okay, this is what they say is like the thing that I should buy. Like, I don't know what to buy from them. So let's look up community fish food small granules, 3.17 ounce, high protein, slow sinking, small size granules. Okay, that's the Amazon keyword game. What are they calling it on their site again? Okay, small fry powder. I mean, it's on the label too, but I'm just small fry powder, semi-fine. Okay. Let's search that. I just want to see what comes up. All right, so if you do that, it is just there. Now, if I do fish fry powder, how many different products like that come up? My water's one step away from looking like those discs. What? What does that even mean? Oh wait, did I break the text coming on the screen? Whoops, my bad. The text should have been coming up on the screen, but I totally broke it. If I broke it, I mean, I'm incompetent. Also, the text is white and the background around is white, so I need to fix that. And I needed to stay up on the screen longer. But we gotta proceed. All right, so fry powder, Aquatic Provisions. We got the top 2 results. They're doing good. Aquatic Provisions. It's not until we get pretty far down that we see Aquatic Foods, Nano Fry Powder, which this powder is like pretty much identical to Aquarium Co-op's fry powder of the past. They're forgotten foods. 1 second. Well, hey, maybe it'll actually be in stock since everything else is it's looking dicey. All right, the easy fry food. So you look at this stuff, you just visually you can see it's like identical to Aquatic Foods Inc. But I think this is the one where the protein is the same, 55%. This is 55%. Let's look at the ingredient list. Anchovy, dried yeast, krill meal. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, salmon meal, dried yeast, marine protein, so krill protein. Different orders. I mean, with these kind of things, you can change the ingredients around, but it's pretty similar. Pretty similar, if you ask me. I found one where it was the same ingredients, but I'm not gonna waste my time with that. I only wanted to find it so we could see nano fry food. What's that? What's that keyword? Interesting. This fry and small fish food thing here. I've never seen this. I mean, at least I can tell Invert Aquatics. I've never heard of them, but at least I can tell it's them. At least I can tell it's them. Like, that does stand out. That does stand out. That does. And I didn't even look at what it was. I'm sorry. I just got distracted. Well, they don't have a picture of the food on there. Or where's the ingredients? They know the... What the hell is going on here? Country of origins, USA. Where's the ingredients? Okay, here we go. Salmon meal, dried yeast, marine protein. Wait. This is the Aquarium Co-op one, right? Salmon meal, dried yeast, marine protein. And here we have a squeeze bottle. And the ingredients is salmon meal, dried yeast, marine protein. Okay, let's keep going down and see if it keeps matching. Okay, then we have spirulina, kelp, and vegetable products. Let's see. Yep, spirulina, kelp. Okay, so we found another, yet another Aquarium Co-op food clone on Amazon. How much is this? 2.5 ounces for 13. Okay, 4.5 ounces for 17. Okay, this is 12 for 4 ounces. So, actually, Aquarium Co-op's winning this one. The value on this is worse. These people are scammers. They want you to pay the Amazon tax. Curious how it works. Yeah, let me know what you guys want me to try food wise. Curious how it works before I try bringing some in. Yeah, let me know what you guys want me to test food wise, because I got the I ordered the sample packs, but like I don't know exactly what's in the sample packs. Because like this is a freeze dried sample pack, and then this is the premium samples bundle. But like, what the hell is in it? I don't know. It doesn't tell me, unless this is yeah. Mexicali says yeah, well, you got sent the whole damn care package. I gotta be asking you. I mean, I know you haven't had it for too long. Like, it's gonna take a while probably to really have an opinion on that many foods. At least it would for me. You're a well experienced fish feeder, so you might already have the whole thing. Okay, sorry. You know what you're getting into with me. We're gonna have to investigate this, because what the hell is Invert Aquatics? Why do they got the same damn fry thing as Aquarium Co-op? They're selling it for worse value. Let's see what else they're selling. Okay. We got Guys, this is some hideous packaging. Again, I mean, it is distinct, at least. Like, I think it's better. It's better than Aquatic Foods and Aquatic Provisions, just by the fact that I can tell the difference. But make the switch. Now you've discovered a safe alternative. It's time to switch over to our copper-free specialty foods. I see. So they're doing the whole fear-mongering about copper and food for inverts. All right. Well, this is again what I'm talking about. The weaponization of anxiety and fear in this hobby is wild. But their food looks pretty horrendous. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I'm looking at. So sorry, Invert Aquatics, catching some strays. It is Positivity March, but my eyes just feel offended. I'm sorry, bro. I'm live. Okay, it's so hard for me not to be myself. But that's immediately what I thought. I was like, my eyes feel offended looking at this. Okay, moving on. Yo, real life D&D. I'll ban you for invoking Emoji Man. I'm so glad I don't drink anymore, bro. I can't imagine doing these lives. Okay. I'll be honest. I bought this once. I never looked at the ingredients for it. I bought it when I was starting. World champion approved. Yeah, I mean, you can feed guppies anything. That means nothing to me. Yeah, this stuff seemed fine. Again, it's a recognizable brand to me, at least. Like, I've seen that before. I'm trying to see if there's others. Let's do a floating community pellet. Late again, I arrive. What's up, Putu? Looks like a middle schooler made this in Photoshop. Nah, bro. They definitely used GIMP. Honestly, Canva is becoming a pretty capable tool at this. Floating community pellet, not floating community. Floating community. My fry didn't like that food. Yeah, but you got some picky fish over there. You're always talking about them not liking shit, man. All right. Aquatic Foods hitting us with the my conspiracy theory is like Hikari like makes all these foods and ships them over here, except for a bunch of Aquatic Provisions. Okay, I'm gonna call them AP because I can't freaking do this anymore with the two aquatic. We got AP and AF. AP is Aquatic Foods. AF is I'm fresh AF. No, I'm done. Aquatic Foods. 40. What's Aquarium Co-op's floating pellet ingredients? I found their copycat before. Okay, it's 48. Okay, just keep that in mind if we run across 148. Does Aquatic Provisions have a floating pellet? That's not coming up. Aquatic Provisions floating. Hikari makes some great foods. Some are filler though. Yeah, see, I know Hikari has their own factory where they make food, so like I just kind of feel like they're making the foods for some other companies. They're just giving them a slightly different formula or something. But okay, we have tilapia steak. So this is like for aquaculture stuff, which I do think he mentioned or somewhere in one of their company descriptions. But I have been wondering about how much these foods meant for like aquaculture fish would work for aquarium fish. It feels like some of them have to work, right? But holy, I know I said I was not a goddamn ingredient snob, but what the fuck am I looking at? Whole wheat poultry byproduct. I mean, this is for fish that we're eating, right? So it's fine. Feather meal. Feather meal. Everything. The first 4 ingredients sound so inedible. There's a reason for them bulking up to eat, not long-term growth or breeding. Yeah. And I understand that. It's just kind of funny. It's funny to read. Well, let's go. Let's revisit. Did we look at the simple cichlid pellet? We did, but I don't remember. Damn, they forgot to copy and paste all the stuff for this one in that region. Let's go to their website. Guys, this is so tiring. Like, all the white, all the, like, just trying to figure out what I want to buy is exhausting. Oh, one thing interesting for saltwater people, they do have the nori sheets. I know nothing about what these normally cost, but it's notable, kind of interesting product. Okay, that seems to be basically what they cost. Any fish will do. Are you a skeptic? For my toast? Feather meal? Hell no. Some agree to add because people think they're nutritious, like aloe. Yeah, and I think that there's definitely a lot of that. Like, that's why I'm not an ingredient snob, because I assume that some of the meals actually aren't that bad, and some of the stuff that we think are good probably isn't really that good. Okay, you can buy 5 pounds of the simple cichlid. See, this is the kind of thing, like if you're like Jesse or someone that runs a store. Oh, you reached out, let's see about these foods. Okay, we're all gonna find out together. And that's why I said, though, like they're in like the customer acquisition phase. So I was saying, like, even him doing that interview with Jorge. Now I'm talking about my stream. The people, we're smaller channels, but like we're friends with a lot of the people that watch. So when we try something, we're all wanting to try it together and compare notes, and that does reverberate quite far, you know. The graphic design is bad. Yeah, this is what my theory is for this. Like, they're limited on design because however they're buying it, it's coming in this package. They're printing out themselves a label with the designs on it and putting it on. When you're doing that, you don't have a custom package. You have to follow you have just a simple label template that you're printing out in like some kind of laser printer or whatever, and literally they're probably printing it out. It's got a sticker on it, so it's something that you can do as a small business with a few employees. It's like, okay, we got these packages, and it could even be someone orders it, and that's what they print out the label, put it on. You never know, but I doubt that whoever they're ordering it from is putting the label on for them. Or actually, I take that back. They could be, but my point is yeah, there's not like a lot of customization options happening for I mean, look how small this label is in comparison to the rest of the package, but it's the same label they're kind of using for everything. Plus, I think I could give them great feedback, being I have 200 tanks to feed a lot of valves with opinions. No, I think so too. I'd be excited. Get their food by the auction and then just give me some. I'll trade you some one-eyed shrimp. Man, I don't know what any fish will do in real life D&D. I have no idea what kind of battles happening. I feel like challenging each other to a duel or something. I'd rather have simple packaging if it's cheaper. 100% agree. And again, what it all comes down to is if the price is right for this stuff, then that's why I was already planning to order from them. Cause I was like, hey, if I can get some of these bulk things and it's cheaper and the fish like it just fine. I'm just trying to figure out what I should try. So hopefully we'll figure that out. I'm interested in the freeze-dried stuff. I don't know how to compare freeze-dried stuff though, because it all feels the same. This freeze-dried Daphnia, 65% protein. That actually seems like, hey, Temperate Tanks, welcome to friend of the pods. I forgot. Yo, Temperate Tanks has become the very first member of the channel. Very first member of that channel. Congratulations. Real life D&D at MyTanks. Please respond. Let me know what you want me to respond to, my friend. I'm scrolling up. I'm not seeing any questions to me. Yeah. I was just like, there's a button now. Hey, that emoji actually does look kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. My sister killed it on that. Clap, I had to pay, clap. Um, I'm definitely looking at the freeze dried stuff as maybe the food I tried, because some of the pellet I do want like a bulk flake or pellet that's good that I can buy and maybe grind up. So like honestly, the spirulina flake would probably be something that I would. Hey, why did I just make another sound? I think it's just echo. Oh, you're talking about in my tanks. Please respond. Do you not know who Emoji Man is? Okay, real life D&D. Let me give you the attention you so sorely need that your parents has clearly neglected you from. I'm not going to be addressing anything regarding Emoji Man, and I figured I haven't said this publicly after my video saying Emoji Man is an idiot, allegedly. But basically, that channel is basically a hellscape of AI generated content, AI generated scripts. It has absolutely zero value. It's total drivel, and so beneath me that to just address it and acknowledge its existence from this point on would be a detriment to society. Because honestly, even if I were to get into a back and forth with that individual, they operate on such a lower level than me. I would be accused of bullying. It would be like beating up a child or someone who, you know, is obviously not able to fight back. So I'm going to hold myself back, because if I engage with the trolling and stuff, I'm going to look like a terrible person. So I'm just going to have to just let it be with that. Okay, so that's the last I'm going to address it publicly, unless they crack 10K subscribers. You know, then once that happens and I need some views, sure, easy target. Anyways, the spirulina bulk flake, definitely something that I would consider so far. It's cheap, $34 a pound. This is a lot of flake. The ingredients aren't too bad. Whole anchovy meal is fine for me. Whole shrimp meal fine for me. Soybean meal is ingredient number 3. You know, it is what it is. Binders, whatever. But I mean, what I would use this for is I like kind of making my own foods out of a bunch of different things, and I grind it all up. And a lot of my fish, even the bigger fish, I'm feeding basically like powdered foods. And it's just kind of nice to have a flake around because it's easy to crush up. It's easy to grind and make a powder. And I basically make my own easy fry food. And I go around and squirt the powder in. But the benefit is I get to, you know, choose the ingredients myself. So right now I'm considering this. Also, would get me almost with one product to their $35 for free shipping. And then I could like get one other thing. But then again, I gotta buy foods from all these other people, so you know it starts adding up. But yeah, I think I get that, and then maybe like one of the freeze dried things. I've tried the brine shrimp cubes and tubifex cubes. Everyone sells the same shit. The bloodworms, everyone, Aquarium Co-op, it's like all the same stuff. I haven't tried Daphnia, Myasis shrimp, so I kind of am thinking about that. The Daphnia though, honestly, the protein content is like, it's real high. It's real high. But it could be good for like constipated fish, honestly. But then again, I have Daphnia cultures, so it kind of seems like a waste. So then I'm looking at the Myasis shrimp and 55 blah blah. So yeah, maybe I do the Myasis shrimp. Why not? Live Daphnia for the win? Yeah. I think the problem for these food companies Bob, there would be a chat GPT delay. We're good, D&D. We're good. Have you tried magic chovy balls? They suspend, I heard, with max air. What the heck are we? I'm gonna guess that's magic anchovy balls. I really should think before I Google things. But you're gonna have to fill me in on what you're talking about. Sheesh. But is this the best? Are they the best? Are they the best food on Amazon? I guess is my question. I guess I should. Let's just like focus it a little bit on what I've even tried to accomplish here. Really, I did want to react to like some of the parts of the interview and play some of the stuff he said. We'll get to that in a second. But I'll be honest. Oh, the Cool Magic feed? Squid meal? Are we trying to feed whales? Hey, squid. I'm a big calamari person. I'm not gonna lie. And I know it's terrible because like when I think about the ethics of eating things that's smart and stuff, like it does make me depressed. But I do love calamari. I think Aquatic Foods might have them beat on Amazon as far as selection goes. When it comes to actual price and quality of food, okay, fine. It also doesn't help if I search Aquatic Foods, like both of them come up and are like interspersed with each other. Like, you're killing me. Calamari is great, yeah. Just the most sponsored. About the only fish / seafood I eat. Oh, okay. I'm a big seafood guy. I mean, from Maryland, so I'm exposed to so much good seafood. Okay, I will say, like, just because I've tried the Aquarium Co-op nano fry stuff and it was pretty good, and this one is exactly the same ingredients as theirs, and it's on Amazon. I will say, by ingredients, this is better than their other fry foods that we've looked at. Because if I remember correctly, Aquatic Provisions, and we're looking at the fry foods. First of all, this is the one where the first ingredient was like, okay, it's fish meal. It's still fish meal. But yeah, we got soy protein concentrate, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the food snobs be all over this, like, oh my god, there's wheat in this food, and like, are you trying to feed cows here? Like, I'm trying to feed fish, like, whatever. But also, like, when it comes to cost, I guess we should look at, so this is 3.1 ounces of the powder. This is 2.4, but then they have 3. It's like, you gain a little bit more, and then they got a 5 ounce. So, like, I would say they're beating them on the fry food. I don't know how smart squids are. I mean, honestly, everything is smart. Everything is smart. One second. Yo, Captain, I'm gonna message you. But okay. Are they the best freaking food on Amazon? So when it comes to fry foods, I think this Aquatic Foods Inc. selection might have them beat. If we just go by ingredients. Now if we go to Aquatic Provisions, fry food, and if I could just get the company I'm talking about and not, okay, well, I'm under the freaking Aquatic Foods tab apparently. I'm just trying to see if they have any food that is better. I mean, they got the freeze-dried Daphnia in the bottle, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's like when you come to like these amorphous, like soulless food products, and again, I'm not saying this stuff trying to be negative. It's just like, it is what it is. Like, this is like buying a citric acid. You guys ever bought like citric acid? And it's just like, bro, it is what it is. Like, hey, I'm getting a bag full of this very nondescript powder. Like, and you could use it for cleaning. I use it for flavor and stuff. You can make some candy. But I mean, when it comes to comparing nondescript powders and small pellets, like, I'm rocking with Aquatic Foods. Okay, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Now let's go to Aquatic Provisions again. and let's see what other food we can compare. Because again, they don't have as wide of a selection. And as a total other ADHD caveat, I would never buy from Aquatic Foods on Amazon, most likely. They have a much larger selection on eBay. It's absolutely massive. It's ridiculous. And I assume their prices differences. This is where they have stuff like basically what they have, like basically magic feed and things like that. Aquatic, just if you missed previous streams, Aquatic Foods and Blackworm Company is like the future of Aquarium Co-op in the sense that they have an equivalent or almost identical product to everything that Aquarium Co-op has now. And I have tracked as Aquarium Co-op releases new foods, and they're almost identical to the foods that are on here. So, you know, they just haven't gotten the branding down or the personality down, but these guys all kind of are using very similar strategies. Okay. Which food is the best slow sinking food? Hikari micropellets sink nicely, eaten by most tropical fish. What size fish? Sarah foods are gold. Okay. Going back to comparing the foods on Amazon. So Aquatic Provisions. Let's look at their algae discs. This is a very popular category. Algae disc, 16 ounces, sinking, 18 millimeter fish food, freshwater herbivores, $23.70. The best food is the food your fish will eat. Confusing, I know. I think that's relatively true. Like I don't think that it's I think it's fair to say that almost all fish foods are fine. You know what I mean? There's definitely differences in palatability and quality and all that. But here we go. So for this, we got the fish meal, wheat, rice flour, wheat bran, dehulled. So like this looks horrendous. And again, I'm actually not educated enough to say this is actually horrendous ingredients, because maybe rice flour is like incredible. Maybe wheat bran's incredible. Dehulled soybean meal, like I already know that's bullshit, so I'm not on board with that. But wheat germ meal, like maybe that's great. You know, 6 ingredients down, we get to spirulina. I know that stuff's amazing. I just bought a giant thing of it. And whatever dicalcium phosphate, dehydrated alfalfa meal, grain distillers, dried yeast, soybean oil, pea byproduct meal. I mean, this is pretty uninspiring. Let's see what the price, because it's all going to be about price. So is there a similar price? Well, here we see their twin Aquatic Foods, a similar looking pellet, slightly smaller, 16 millimeter. And let's look at the, okay, so this is a pound, really? I guess these foods are pretty heavy. And that's a pound too. So both a pound, this is like $3 or $4 cheaper. So already, I mean, they're smaller, I guess, but they're still a pound. So this is already kind of like, let's look at the ingredients. And here we have fish meal, spirulina is number 2, then rice flour, algae meal, wheat bran, soybean meal, wheat germ, blah, 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 freeze-dried krill. I would say their ingredient list is shorter, which maybe it's worse. Maybe they don't have all the they didn't put in the vitamin pack. They didn't click the vitamin pack option from the manufacturer. Shame on them. But both of them have fish meal as the first ingredient. Again, this one does have spirulina as a second ingredient, which seems to be better. Nick, you need a mod in here. All right, Futu Bird, you're getting moderator. Just make all regulars mods easy. Yeah, but I don't know. One of you might turn on me. It's easier to quash a rebellion of one. Oh my god. Okay. Everyone be nice to Futu Bird. They are now the moderator. Ben, can I be mod? No. Futu Bird, do what you must. I trust your judgment. If Futu Bird abuses their power, let me know. Otherwise, I'm not even gonna think about it. Okay. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of this ingredient list? They're not like hugely different, but this one does have spirulina as the second ingredient, algae meal as the fourth ingredient. I like the sound of algae meal. I don't know about you. If I was doing a taste test, I'd want to eat the second one. This is fish meal, and then the next discernible food ingredient is algae meal, which is 4 down. What Aquatic Provision has going price, Bulk USA, probably coming from the same place as Gemco. You know what, bro? I've been meaning to. That's a good point. You guys just don't want me to actually finish a topic. That's what the problem is. You want me to stay up forever. Let's look at their freaking foods. Spirulina, sinking algae discs. All right, so let's do Gemco. Import Yeti. Do they import stuff under Gemco? Can I not spell? Is that the problem? Probably. There's some words that, like, no matter how many times I see them, I just don't know how to spell them. Like, and for Gemco is one of them for me. I just can never get it right. But apparently that's not the name that they're shipping under. All right, I'll look at that later. But you're probably right about that. It's just that when we're talking about websites and ease of examining, bro, this is someone that in order to order, you have to call them. I mean, yeah. This is horrendous, but they got some great stuff. If you never order from Gemco, you're missing out. I feel like you're not like a real hobbyist until you've done a Gemco group order. I'm putting their link in the chat just because I rock with them. Check them out. There's all sorts of great stuff over there. And reasonable pricing. Oh my gosh. Jesse said you're welcome, Putu. Oh my god. It's terrible. Hey, what's terrible? You better not be talking about my Gemco. Or you mean the website, because yeah, it's pretty horrendous. Okay. Yeah, in algae discs, I mean, it's not a huge... Again, ingredient order, I don't know how much weight to put on an ingredient order. I know it's by what is in more, but they could have just put just enough more in so something is, like, higher up. I never really know. But, to me, this one's cheaper, it's the same amount, so, like, Aquatic Foods, Inc., they're gonna win. They're gonna win on price on that one. So Aquatic Provisions, let's find something else to compete on. I need my 5 pounds of algae discs. Yeah, bro. Yeah. The 5 pounds of algae discs. If there's a slow point, right, I need to change the color at the chat and fix that. Just, you know, let me do it right now. This is literally, you know who you are, who I'm doing this for. Because someone was like, yo, the streams are fun, but like I didn't know that there was a replay of the text. So like you're in the VOD, you're talking to people, and like I just don't see what's going on with the chat. And I was like, okay, I'll put the chat up. Now I put the chat up, but it's like unreadable. So it feels like I totally lied. Love Gemco bags. Now I need to act with respect or restraint. Nah, you're fine. You only have to act as respectable and restrained as I do, and I feel like I've set the bar relatively low. Let's compare. I don't want to do the freeze dried stuff because they all got the same freeze dried stuff. This is kind of interesting though. The fine freeze dried is kind of an interesting concept. Maybe I try that. What's the nutrition on that? Well, guys, you got to get that copy and paste going. Where product details? Okay. High protein, but not the amount, not the percentage of protein. Let's go to the website. And yes, I know what you're saying. Look on the bottle. I'm not trying to read the damn picture of the bottle. Okay. I'm trying to read it here where it's big. Pause. Protein 60%. All right. Crude fiber 5%. Fat 6%. Ash 12%. And yeah, 100% freeze dried brine. Okay. Cool. was just curious. This is why you gotta order on the website, man. This is why you gotta order on the freaking website. Okay. I guess we really don't have much left to compare them against other, because I've already said I feel like fry food. Okay, well, Angel Flakes, maybe? Is there another company that makes Angel Flakes? I guess it's a popular fish. Angel Flakes fish food. Okay, let's check it out. So we got some Angel Flakes. Well, we just have a spirulina flake over here, but it's not Angel Flakes. We got these other flakes, but just in the spirit of competition, let's just look at this spirulina flake versus this Angel Flake. Okay, I gotta work with what I got here. Okay, I'm trying my best. So look at the ingredients: fish meal, and I am kind of curious at this point. Like, are all fish foods just the same thing? I feel like Aquatic Provisions, I mean, it's made in the USA. I feel like they just use the same damn ingredients for every food, and then just slightly adjust it. So, fish meal, shrimp meal, soy protein concentrate, wheat, starch, wheat flour, graham distillers, dried yeast, soy lecithin. I don't know how to say that. I'm trying to make it when I don't know how to say something. I look up how to say it, so I'm not an idiot forever.
Lecithin.
Lecithin. Yeah, I was not getting that. Okay, soy lecithin. Sodium alginate, algae dried meal, parentheses, spirulina. Okay, let's go to this other flake that is not an angel flake, but it is also a flake. And anchovy, fish meal, spirulina, krill meal, seaweed, celery. Bro, why would I ever buy... I'm gonna be honest. I'll be totally honest. This is kind of how I'm seeing it. Aquatic Provisions is like whatever random flake food you're finding in PetSmart. Aquatic Foods, they're like stealing Aquarium Co-op's whole flow, but it's like they almost have an agreement to just never develop a brand personality or anything. They probably just sell tons of stuff to people who buy their bulk things on eBay. I mean, there's a whole market of people that are totally unattached from us no-lifers who are like on the internet all the time and buying, you know, $50 soy hulls for a shrimp. But this ingredient list, like, me not knowing if this is actually any better or anything, I'm like, damn, okay. Anchovy fish meal, spirulina, krill meal, seaweed, celery, carrots, squash, spinach, broccoli, sweet potato, tomato, zucchini, vegetable oil, shrimp meal, wheat flour. Then you go over here, it's like fish meal, okay. Shrimp meal, okay. Soy protein concentrate, okay. Wheat, graham distillers, dried yeast, soy, sodium, algae, sorbitol, whatever that is. Fine, I won't be lazy. I'll look it up. The sugar alcohol known as D-glucitol, which so it's a sweetener or binder. I don't know, some kind of ingredient. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It all comes back to using tetra tropical granules for everything at the end. I'm sorry I got behind on the chat because there was so much going on. I missed it. You definitely have that bar laying on the ground. People tend to pick it up just to go under it. Nah, bro, you gotta bring the backhoe to go to the bar that I've set. This one doesn't have any corn. Interesting. Let's get, see, looking at the ingredients, you do kind of learn different things. Goldfish food? Okay. Let me look at the goldfish food. Damn, that fish food has so many vegetables, I may have to eat it myself. No, that's what I was saying, bro. So, like, we get an ounce of the angel flakes here for 1 ounce. Again, I'm not educated enough to really say what ingredient list is better. But what I've been trained to believe is this. It's like, my eyes glaze over. Like, okay, I gotta look up like 5 different words. I come over here. I can read all the things. They're things I recognize as being real stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Okay, I'm ordering this flake to try, and when I have the funds, I'll order this flake, and I'll order. I don't think I want to order. I don't know what I want to order from Aquatic Provisions. I'll probably order one of the baby bottle things just so I can use it to fill with my own food eventually that I make. But I'll probably get one of those fry things and then maybe like the mysis shrimp. But Aquatic Foods, I've been wanting to order from anyway, and I feel like I gotta order this. And one person did become a member, and one person did donate today, so we basically almost funded this $13, right? And I feel like if we fund this, I owe you guys a live taste test. So I'll commit that only to the people that are in here now, though. Only to the people that are in here now. I owe you a live taste test. That flake's so healthy, nothing's gonna eat it. I do think there's something to that. Like, I kind of wonder if, like, we're getting it wrong. Like you said, the best fish food is the one the fish actually eat. So, like, I mean, this does have a lot of vitamins and stuff. Seems kind of nice in it. But the fish eat this, but this they, like, don't eat. Because, again, the black soldier fly larva flake is supposed to be really healthy, but my fish hated it, and I hated it. And honestly, this thing kind of looks like it has a similar texture. So I do think there's a decent chance that this flake will end up being horrendous. I'm not gonna lie. So Aquatic Provisions, sorry if we got excited about the ingredient list. Does anyone know about the blackworm pellets? I'm so curious what these blackworm pellets, because again, Aquatic Foods Incorporated is the same as Aquatic Foods and like Blackworm Company, but like for some reason their Amazon seller page under that name like got banned, and they had to come back and remake it as Aquatic Food Incs. And I only found that because it was in some description of one of their products. Like, sorry, all of our listings are gone. Like, we got like nuked off of Amazon. I ordered my 125-gallon tank on Friday. Only issue is I was blackout drunk. I mean, it doesn't sound like an issue to me, man. You got a tank on the way. Any fish will do said, don't eat that shit, bro. Bro, come on. I gotta do something. I gotta do something for you guys. You know? So you're like me. Hey, guys. Watch me eat this grasshopper. I feel like there's always that kid that was just willing to like just randomly eat a bug for attention. I was the kid that like would climb stuff or like jump off of tall stuff for attention and act like an idiot. That was my thing. Never could get into the eating bug stuff. Okay. But yeah, I'm curious about the blackworm pellets just because blackworms are like a very popular food. And they're the second ingredient here. And I mean, if we're going to be ingredient hawks, anchovy fish meal, California blackworms, krill, plankton, shrimp meal, brine shrimp, red shrimp, spirulina, dried algae, dried kelp, natural damn it. I went so far. How do you say this?
Astaxanthin.
God, why am I so bad at reading?
Astaxanthin.
Astaxanthin. Oh, you know what? Now that I look at it, I forgot how to say this already. Astaxanthin and then
Lecithin.
Lecithin. All right, natural astaxanthin, wheat flour, soy meal, brewer's yeast, palm oil, fish oil, lecithin, hufa oil, various multivitamins and multi-minerals. I kind of like when they don't list the vitamins in some ways though, just because like it makes the list like like I said, my eyes kind of glaze over. But they probably should put it somewhere. But the value on these pellets seems kind of good. I think it's because it's for axolotls, which is something that's so dumb you can't put rocks in there or it'll choke to death. So like I don't know, that could say something for the food's quality. I think stuff would eat the blackworm pellets. Okay. Why does Nick sound like he's singing the Pokemon rap? Charmeleon, War Turtle, Mewtwo, Tentacle, Aerodactyl. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Don't get me going. Okay. They just got so much stuff, bro. I feel like, in my opinion, let me just wrap up. Let me just wrap up the whole topic of the best food on Amazon. As I'm sitting here, the food that I'm like most excited to order would be Aquatic Foods Inc. Why? Because, well, they have a wider selection, which is just an advantage of them being in the game for like a decade plus, selling food specifically, because John has sold like everything under the sun related to aquariums. Even had a brine shrimp egg brand at some point, like golden brine shrimps. You got Betta Boutique, then you got the heritage thing. I think he was like Simpson Aquatics at some point. And it's hard because Delaware, you incorporate in Delaware, you can't really see who owns the company. So he started all these companies through the Harvard business filing thing, which is another layer of protection as far as privacy. So it's incorporating these through that in Delaware. Then he's using the companies in Delaware to incorporate them into states like Arizona. At the same time, he's using things like Planted Aquarium Concepts as a holding company to do things like buying the trademark for hair. So it's a whole web of like bullshit to go through. Like, it's not really worth my time. Totally unrelated to the topic. Oh, goldfish food. You're right. My bad. I switched over to this because it's easier to see the text on the screen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the screen share actually over here. And then I'm going to freaking find a way that I can just cut off the part that I don't need and make it generally big enough that you can see some of what I'm talking about. Not that we need to see everything, just like a little thing in the corner. Okay, so goldfish food. And I guess we should go to Aquatic Provisions website and do goldfish and just see what comes up. And nothing. Gold. Nope. So I think they're out there running in goldfish food. So goldfish food. Let's go and take a look over here. Okay. Man. Honestly, I think they just assume people feeding goldfish will feed them anything, because there's like, I guess there's some specific to goldfish stuff here, but all sponsored. Okay, we got the Tetra. I'll go over here. Comet goldfish are cute AF. True. Goldfish. I like, my brain when I see something like this, I just like think of like beige paneled walls and like smoke stained bathrooms and you've grown so much. Like, I just feel like I'm in some grandparents' house when I see some of this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Aquatic Foods, Aquatic Provisions, nice, clean, simple, but at least it looks like it was designed in the last 3 decades. Okay. Important information. Where are the ingredients? I think they realized the people buying this don't care about the breakdown being at the top. If I do show more, yeah. I'm not seeing any kind of nutrition breakdown for this, so good luck. Good luck with your goldfish. I would just feed them some other fish food. Let's look at the ultra fresh sinking goldfish food. Color enhancing, balanced diet, all natural ingredients, clear water formula. Slow sinking, goldfish pellets, goldfish ultra color. 1.87 ounces. In this pellet, you'll note that the brand is ultra fresh, with the flavor being shrimp. Age range description is for all life stages of goldfish. The item form is granule, and its specific uses are intended for picky ranchu / Aranda goldfish. Let's take a look at the ingredients. The first ingredient is sword prawn, followed by something I gotta look up how to pronounce. Hey, I just bought that brand the other day. Aquatic Food sells brine eggs called Phoenix. High hatch rate. It was worse shit. Terrible customer service. Do you know about what pellets are hard? No response. Radio silence from customer service. Wait, did you have issues with the brine shrimp eggs? Akami. That can't be right. Anyways, actually the ingredients just don't look too terrible. They sound a lot less enticing than that other flake that we were looking at. But we got sword prawn, sweet potato leaves, mulberry leaves, squid, wheat germ spirulina, and I'm tapping out after that. Temperate said that's actually a better list. That's what I'm saying. Actually, the ingredients are pretty good. But isn't this the same brand as that other fry powder that some of us... Yeah. Like, I feel like I've used one powder before, the fry one. And, again, I was new to the hobby, but things definitely ate it and liked it just fine. So, I mean, I guess we should put them in the running for best food on Amazon. So, I guess ultra fresh fry food. Let's just revisit the ingredients again, because I feel like I did go over them. And this is where you kind of get like a hint into the different recipes and stuff for manufacturers they're working with, because I don't think we've seen sword prawn shrimp anywhere else. Can I have a free fish tank? Alright, Putu Bird, listen. No mod should be begging in the chat. You're a dictator. Okay? You're a dictator. I'm commanding you to time out whoever you're begging in the chat to adjust their behavior. Okay? If it's gotten to that point, there's no time for talking. You already know what needs to be done. I'm empowering you. Alright. Sword prawn, that's kind of an interesting ingredient. Honestly, sweet potato leaves taste better than two. Wait, so are you on board with me taste testing some of the fish foods? Because I feel like some people were against me doing that. But honestly, if the ingredients are right, I mean, hey, hold on, yeah. This is interesting. Characteristic is mimics brine shrimp. Someone's copying from co-op's homework. Let's look at the ingredients. Actually, I need something like this. Aquatic Provisions. Aquatic Provisions. I need all your products like this. That's what I'm going to need to be able to tell what the hell I need to buy. I need a comparison chart like the Amazon thing. If it is somewhere on the Amazon thing and I missed it, let me double check. But holy, scrolling through your website and scrolling through Amazon trying to figure out what's going on, I can't do it anymore. I bet they got a comparison down here somewhere. Anyways, I'm not going to look for it. It could be there and I'm totally incompetent, but this would be really helpful. And not just any fish food company with a lot of products. Could you just line them all up like this where I can see the size of each of them and look how clear this is. This is so easy. Oh. Okay. sword prawn, the akimi paste, shrimp, squid, spinach, spirulina, seaweed, garlic, corn, and soybean. Yeah, that seems like some fun ingredients, if you ask me. In this description here, it says meat-vegetable ratio at 8:2. You know, I don't think we've seen a food talk about its meat to vegetable. Something about the meat to vegetable ratio. I don't think we've seen that before. We need a collab stream? Oh, Rebecca? If only you did the stream earlier, my friend Fresh. Oh, you're that's your friend, bro. We're like got a fan club about her in the Discord. Like, we're always posting her videos. I feel like to collab with her would almost be like her going beneath herself. Like, I don't feel qualified. But I'd definitely be down. I need education. And I did see some of her talk at the Clash about aquarium foods. I missed the first part of it, but I know that she's very educated on the topic. Nick, I ain't gonna lie. I taste tested some fish foods. Curiosity did kill the cat. It can't have been that bad, bro. Some of the brine shrimp, some of the freeze-dried brine shrimp, they gotta be fine, right? All right. The magic feed, it smells so good. I want to test I want to eat the magic feed. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'll do like a short. It smells too good, bro. It's like a seafood boil. She joined my Discord, so she probably would not mind at all. Bro, if that can happen, seriously, I'd be over the moon. Wordly shrimp taste like shrimp flavored wheat. Well, gotta get that wheat germ in there. But Featherfin Films, if you guys didn't know, just a quick deviation. Featherfin Films. I think it's one word. Playing humble in the chat, but like, dog, I've watched 2 of their videos so far. Why only 2, you ask? And why am I not? I have multiple YouTube channels. Okay, I will subscribe to my other one. Just people every time I go to a channel on here, like, why aren't you subscribed? Sometimes I'm in incognito mode. Like, you guys are always on my ass. But anyways, I watched 2 of their videos. Why only 2? Because they're like an hour long. It's incredible. Look at this. A 1 hour and 17-minute video on the common pleco, time coded. There's a whole section just called sucker mouth. Dog, like, where's this channel been? Like, this is just called teeth, bro. Oh, Bob said, oh yeah, you're the pleco documentary guy. Like, if you're looking for a true deep dive on like stuff you never even knew to ask about, like, this is even titled. And this is an absolutely immaculate title, okay? Adhesive Enigma is truly poetic perfection. Adhesive Enigma, more than you want to know about Chinese algae eaters. Just bro, it's perfect. And we got all the time codes. You know, I don't really do time codes, but I do like using them. I'm a hypocrite in that way. He's got hydrodynamics, and he uses the expertise that he has in other areas, namely cars, to help explain stuff about the fish. Like, anyways, Featherfin Films, fantastic channel. I have no idea why you guys haven't blown them up yet. You should look at the car vids too. I'll be honest, I'm not doing the cars. I'm intimidated. But a pre-release analysis of the new Toyota GR GT3 (parentheses Lexus LFR). If you guys have any interest in cars, if the videos are anywhere close to as thorough as the other ones, then I would recommend this for cars as well. And it totally makes sense that they are friends with future PhD Rebecca, because they both seem to like being informed about things beyond the point of what I think I could reasonably obtain. You're petting your pleco with a brush? Oh, that was in the video, yeah. I still say Tropical Granules wins because, okay, I need to look at Tropical Granules. You said it like 20 times. I don't know why I haven't pulled it up. Tropical Granules. That video had me rethinking my life when I finished. I definitely relate to that. I need to pet my pleco with a brush. Link in the chat for the pleco documentary. I did copy his channel. I was going to put that in there. Featherfin's channel. Pleco documentary should be right up there. Thanks for the shout out. No, bro, thank you. You provided me hours of content to go through when times are tough. I don't got any fish on the way in the mail. I ain't got any food to taste test in the mail yet. I need something to pick me up. I'm clicking on the time code TEEF. Okay. Like petting a cat. My cat doesn't really like brushes that much. That's the problem. She insists that I get her hair all over my hands. Sometimes, if I wear gloves, she likes that, and then the hair sticks to them. Subbed. Let's go. English. No need to be crude. Man, I'm behind. Well, you know, crudeness. That's fine. You could be crude. That's fine. Crudeness, but not rudeness. See? Unless it's friendly. Friendly rudeness. Oh, man. Okay. Tropical Granules, and this is Tetra. So is it this one? Does the size matter? The XL or... Next fish is gonna be a short one on Corridorine. I was laughing so hard I get whole. Bro, I gotta be honest, I don't understand. It's the same food, just different pellet size. Okay. See, I like that though, because sometimes the stuff between the SKUs changes so much it's impossible to keep track of. Well, let's see if they have the comparison thing down here. Yeah, they have a little bit of one. Oh, look, they compare it to some Aquatic Foods tropical flakes, and this is interesting. I guess that's like an automatic thing that Amazon does, but these companies need it on their own sites, truly. Unless they're like afraid of us being able to easily see what the bullshit is and what isn't. The Blue Bar Daniels still doing oh yeah, they're doing incredible. Did you see I had a picture of them the other day on stream. I had a picture of them. I'm starting to move them over to the tank with the adults as I'm able to catch them. They're not the easiest. They're not the easiest to catch. Okay, ingredients. Where are the ingredients here? See label. You know what? I ought to just exit out of this page, bro. I can't believe you sent me here. Ingredients and they put see label. The audacity. I'm reporting the issue. I'm reporting the issue right now. No. Please add ingredients under the ingredients tab. No, I would like to not have to try and read the label from a photo. It's hard. Thank you. Okay, sorry. And honestly, only because I was on stream, and because I'm using my mom's account. I don't have my own Amazon account because, well, that's just like a waste of money. I'm using my mom's account. I don't want to put that under her name. But I was gonna say, bro, I don't want to read your ugly ass label. See, the ingredient section is there for a reason. This is some anti-consumer bullshit, bro. Also, if they don't put it there, then it's not going to be able to be used for this easy comparison thing against other foods. So it could actually hurt or help. It could have helped you if your ingredients are good, What you want me to say? See label. All right. All right. I'll show you see label. I'm only doing this because you requested. At least U.S. ingredient lists the actual ingredients. Euro ones don't. Wow. Really? That's surprising. All right. We got a whole ton of ingredients. Fish meal, wheat germ, wheat flour, corn gluten, feeding oatmeal, dehulled soybean meal, potato protein, shrimp meal, dried yeast, dried fish protein digest. What the hell? Wheat gluten, monocalcium phosphate, inulin, lecithin, lysine monohydrochloride, paprika, olorsin, olorsin, beta-carotene, vitamins, ascorbic acid. Guys, I can't read. It's over. It's over. I'm just gonna start skipping the ones I can't read. Niacin, riboflavin 5, phosphate, decalcium, God damn it. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Fish meal, wheat germ as the first ingredient. I'm dead. Dried fish protein. Bro, that sounds like the fish ate it. You killed it before it could finish totally digesting it. You cut it open. Like, I don't know what fish digest is. Freshwater shrimp is an ingredient. Yo, someone went into like your local waterway, just caught all the grass shrimp and just tossed it into the blender. Dried fish see, Featherfin Films, you gotta watch back the VOD if you have the time, and then leave a comment educating us, cause like there was a lot of shenanigans going on with the ingredients. Like, do you know the difference between like when it's ground corn or corn meal? I think that was one question. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. I don't know if you're wrong. Let's Google it though. Dried fish protein digest. Looks like you're right. Dried fish protein digest is the dried enzymatic digest of clean, undecomposed whole fish or cuttings using the enzyme hydrolysis process. The product must be free of bones, scales, and undigested solids with or without the extraction of part of the oil. Just so we can make sure we understand what's going on, I'm going to look up what hydrolysis is. I don't really know off the top of my head. Hydrolysis is a chemical reaction in which a chemical compound is broken down by reaction with water. So basically what Featherfin Film said, juice from processing fish meal but dried up, and they use the enzyme hydrolysis process. Ground corn is the whole kernel, while gluten is just the protein. And yet, I still sit here wondering which one I want to eat more. Now, who was it that was saying this was like the best food ever? Read label aside. I'm not sure about this. They got... So this is what's so funny about them. They give you something that's like discernible as a thing fish would eat. Okay, let's hit them with the fish meal. Let's make them happy. All right. Now, let's get down to real business. I want to get that wheat germ meal in there. Put the wheat flour and the corn gluten. Feeding oatmeal. Yeah, why not? Dehulled soybean meal. It's snowflake food. Potato protein. It was good enough for vodka. It's good enough for me. Shrimp meal. Now we're talking. We're back again. We're happy, guys. 7 ingredients in before we get another protein meal that I can recognize. And we got all the other, the dried fish protein digest. That's crazy. Yo, Jesse said temperate. He remembered. I am, because it has more ingredients than anything else, so it's better. Oh yeah, many fish can't digest carbs too well. Me either, buddy. I've been chugging citric acid all day and praying. I know Rebecca said she has the Tetra Color Crisp as an all-around cover base, like food crisp are a bit thicker. Why do they have both shrimp meal and freshwater shrimp listed? That's starches are cheap and help hold the food together. Yeah, So I've been making some of my own foods. I've been looking into a few things. I want to show my cards before I know what I'm talking about. But one thing that's interesting, I've looked at chia seeds. And the interesting thing about chia seeds is when they get wet, they kind of make this gel substance. Long story short, some people bake with chia seed flour. It can be used as a binder. Now it also has a bunch of potential health benefits for immune systems for fish. So kind of wondering if there's a world I can use some chia seed as a binder, but maybe it's a little bit more useful nutritiously. I don't know. I want to test your food. I mean, I eat peanut butter and marshmallow fluff with chia seeds in it regularly. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. It keeps my smile going. Brine shrimp and fairy shrimp. That is interesting. I wonder if shrimp would like that. Not sure if the benefits are in the seed or if they leach out in the goop. Let's see. What is the chia seed goop? So the goop is a taste safe. That's hilarious. Taste safe, slimy and squishy sensory play material. Mixing with water, blah, blah. Okay. I know it's edible and stuff, but what is it made out of? And this is all like people apparently play with this stuff. That's crazy. Freshwater shrimp is likely macrobrachium or scuds, just tossed in whole. I mean, that seems fine to me. Chia seeds have a ton of soluble fiber, so you poop big. God damn, bro. Yeah, that's what my plecos need. But no. The only amount of chia seeds you would need to give a benefit, it's like 2 to 3% of the food or something very small. So, but I read a few papers. Apparently, it really helped the immune system with some fish. So I thought it was interesting. Seeds, my PB and fluff. I put the seeds in the peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, trying to make it healthier. If it's good enough for the fish, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Well, that's good enough for the fish. In fact, I keep the peanut butter in the cabinet right next to the fish digest protein. Metamucil chia? The hell is that? Why did I just put in Best Buy? Metamucil chia. Husks. Sources of fiber, absorb water, etc., etc. Okay. Trying to make a marshmallow healthy? Well, I'll say the marshmallow fluff nutrition isn't that bad. Okay, we've been looking at ingredients all day. Like, what are you talking about? Look at this. 91 calories per ounce was the problem. Or let me see. I need the good stuff. Oh, you can't beat this price point. Look at that. 2 tablespoons. 40 calories. Infinite flavor and texture enhancement. We haven't talked about the color enhancement. Or my width enhancement. Diabetes has joined the chat. Oh, come on, bro. I love chia seeds in my microgreen salad with fresh. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Find the Chinese supplier ASAP. Of which one? Sugar? It's more than sugar. But, okay, here's an interesting thing. Featherfin Films, you give me your opinion on this if you have one. But, I thought this was interesting that this food... Oh, and I need to look at the food that Putu said Rebecca had as an all-rounder. But this food listed the ratio of meat to plants. I don't think I've noticed that, at least, in a marketing or description of a food where they talk about the meat to vegetable ratio. That's kind of an interesting thing, because, like, it is easy to understand. Like, you could tell someone, oh, well, you want the meat to vegetable ratio to be, 5 to 3. That is a little bit more quick to read and understand compared to, like, 55% protein versus 38%. So you say it's pretty rare, but like, is there anything like to that that's valuable at all, or is this just like creative marketing? Chia seeds, peanut butter, marshmallow, and strawberry shortcake ice cream. It was good enough for me. It's good enough for the fish, right? But it's both, as you have a clear idea of where the crude protein value is coming from. That's a good point. So I don't know if you guys know, I just found this out, or at least I feel like I know a lot of things I've just forgotten, and sometimes I read it, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that, but like now I'll find evidence that at one point I did know it. I just forgot. But yeah, crude protein is like, it's like the total source, simplified terms from an idiot, of all, it's like all the protein, right? But some of the protein in that percentage is not really usable or digestible for the fish. So it is kind of interesting to think about, okay, this thing says it's 60% protein, but what if only 38% of it was digestible? You know? If you really wanted to pump up crude protein, you go ham on soy protein isolate. It's pretty cheap. I'm starting to hate, but because of the okay. The moment I found out that this was repackaged soybean hulls, this is egregious. I mean, is this even a food? I'm sorry, bro. This shit is atrocious. And I got it in an auction. That's how I came across it. Man, everything. Some stuff liked it. They ate off of it. Calling this nutritious, I think is a stretch. Also, when you call it nutritious and the next thing after that is supplementary pellets, how fucking nutritious is it, bro? Which one is it? Is it nutritious, or is it like I just took vitamin C? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. People, the shrimp food people have to be stopped. They realize they can market anything as a fun, fancy shrimp food, and people will buy it. This is just like egregious, in my opinion. Look at this. For that amount they're charging for that 2-ounce bag, you can buy 50 pounds fresh snowflake food. This is a scam. I'm gonna bring up the aquatic arts thing over and over again because this is just straight up taking advantage of the fact that no one really knows anything about this shit. Like, no one. But shrimp products are like the #1 place for predatory marketing, because these people are realizing, like, yo, people are spending $20 per shrimp, so yeah, they'll spend a bunch of money on shrimp food, and there's all this like useless stuff that nothing else wants to eat that these, you know, water cockroaches will happily look like they're eating off of. But I just don't know how you could say it's nutritious and then call it a supplementary food right after it. Let's look up the definition of nutritious. Nutritious, nourishing, efficient as a food, like all spinach is very nutritious. Okay, let's look. Meaning of nutritious. Dictionary.com, providing nourishment, especially to a high degree. Nourishing, healthful, a good nutritious meal. Okay, let's look up supplementary. Okay, completing or enhancing something. This doesn't sound, supplementary seems like the opposite of what nutritious is. Like, literally seems like the exact opposite of what nutritious is. So I don't know how you could call a food nutritious and then the next sentence say it's a supplement, it's supplementary. Like, yo, I'm putting this on the wall with Bacter AE as scam foods for shrimp. Although Bacter AE does say on the can that it's not a food, but clearly that message has not reached anybody's brain cells. Especially since shrimp are detrivores and eat anything. Exactly. That's terrible. Soybean hulls were even rejected by my green water generator. How, is your green water like sentient? What in the world? So much snake oil in the hobby. Aquatic Arts is nutritious for the upsell of byproducts. Okay, guys. Does Aquatic Arts have the best food on Amazon? Let's see. Well, first of all, wait, okay. It's almost 1 a.m. What do you guys want from me? Do you want me to just complain? Do you want me to go back on topic? I mean, we're starting to get into dangerous territory where I'm just going around and just finding terrible things everywhere. Hell, I've seen people selling literal moose shit for hermit crabs. Maybe hermit crabs might like that. I don't know. I want to know if there's libo. React to the interview. Oh, you're right. Thank you. You're right. I need to give Jorge more shine anyway.
I tried doing it.
Okay. Has the transcript been created yet? Damn. Okay.
Even with this, how
Okay.
did you come to be into the hobby? What kind of stuff? So if you can give us a
Okay.
little bit of.
So this is the interview with the guy that did Aquatic Provisions, as I call him, AP. So if I say I walked into the club with a brand new AP, you might be thinking that I'm colloquially talking about a brand new expensive watch, also known as an AP, and I'm walking into a club where people go in the nightlife scene and dance and have fun and make new friends. When really, when I say I'm walking into the club with a brand new AP, I'm talking about the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society and Aquatic Provisions finest sample pack. I brought my little hybrid Sedantis named Nico Arc from them. Oh yeah, I got some half beaks from them. Jorge said, "Oh no."
A little bit about your previous experiences. I've read.
Okay, I want to see when he asked about the
research.
ingredients.
It's about finding what people actually like this.
Oh wait, actually.
Yeah, I've done like collaborations with people.
Because I've spent so much time, like, again, I hope no one took any offense to any of this. Like, it's all, good faith looking at stuff. I already prefaced everything with saying, seems like a great guy. I like the stuff you were saying. So let me just highlight a part where he talks about kind of philosophy around products and stuff, and I really liked it.
I became an expert on Amazon. So a lot of people will come to me and say like, "Oh, I want to sell this. I have this like."
Yes, W's in the chat
thing, like
for
stationery,
Jorge doing a great interview.
drinkware, things like that. So I've done a lot of collaborations with people. Some people I met in grad school and undergrad. But the stuff that I own has been only aquarium stuff. But I've done like contract manufacturing.
One second.
I feel like it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of true. Like in the past, all the really successful products I've had, I put myself into what is the customer experiencing? So it's all about customer experience and learning about how,
I'm sorry, bro. I love the interviews with Jorge. Like, bro, it's so, you better hope he's not trying to come after you, because, like, you could be saying some bullshit, and then you look up, and this guy is here. And watch. Like, imagine that reaction was like, he just heard something he didn't
really
like.
Successful products I've had. I put myself into what is the customer experience?
Bond villain mode
so
activated.
It's all about customer experience and learning about how,
I love it.
How they feel, how something makes them feel. And it sounds kind of like woo woo or something, but it's all about the feeling that the customer gets. So it's got to meet their expectations. It's got to be good. It's got to be quality, trustworthy, and then you have to communicate that. So I think that's why we can win, because I think I'm pretty good at that. So
we like the confidence.
Using, they're not obviously.
Now, why I like that so much is because I think he's right. I think his competition is careless, incompetent, C label. I mean, I think he's right. if he's really paying attention to what customers really want and stuff like that, putting himself in their shoes, I'm not gonna lie, that cigar kicked my ass towards the end. LOL, bro. Oh my god. I think you can easily win. You see this in some of the things they do. The shipping thing, the buy more like discount thing, the sample packs, all that kind of stuff. Like, he does understand that people want to try things, and that if they find something they like, they're gonna stick with it. So he's like, all these other brands are not even putting that much effort into reaching customers. They're just some nameless brand and stuff out there. And while he's kind of been operating like that, putting himself out there, putting a bit more personality to the brand, I think himself, like, without me seeing this interview, my opinion on the brand would be lower, just because it's just another nameless, extreme drop shipping experiment. But now with this interview, he's going out there showing he cares. It adds to the brand itself. He's attaching himself to the brand a little bit more, which I think is good, because I think they need a little bit more soul. And he seems like a nice guy, so I feel like I achieved that. And the sample packs and stuff, it's trying. It on one hand, you could be cynical and like, the customer acquisition. But on the other hand, like, bro, like, it's a lot of work. I mean, they were free. He got too many requests for free samples. They had to charge shipping. The shipping is negligible. It's a lot of work, and you wouldn't just do that when you're a smaller company if you weren't willing to put an effort to get it right for people. So, we're like 2.5 hours in before I gave like a extremely positive spin on everything here. But there you go. If you have anything to say, I'll just skip to this part.
See, you don't need to get too far into it, because I know some of that stuff could be confidential information. But are you guys creating your own formula, or are you guys repackaging products that are already out there?
So see, this is the kind of questioning you do after the cigar. Before, Mr. Nice Guy, what's your name? What's your favorite pet? Your favorite color?
The products you guys are using.
Good.
But after he hits that cigar, when you can see right here, the smoke still clearing from that drag.
But quality.
Demon time.
Too far into it, because I know some of that stuff could be confidential information. But are you guys creating your own formula, or are you guys repackaging products that are already out there?
We're doing everything. So we are developing our own recipes, and we also work with manufacturers in the U.S. 3 or 4 different manufacturers in the U.S. that we cooperate with.
If I had more time, I would have found out who the manufacturers were. I honestly just ran out of time. But it is really interesting. That's why I think the extreme foods thing would be It would be interesting to look into more, because I feel like there can't be that many manufacturers in the U.S. There's got to be some crossover somewhere. He's not lying that they do everything. I mean, this guy's like, he's had a business for every single inch. He's probably sold socks for shrimp or something. I mean, my God. But I do think I like his attitude about everything.
And then we have a few manufacturers in China, especially the like our freeze-dried stuff. That's coming from China. We've tried some, flakes and different pellets from China too. So our attitude is kind of, if the quality is really good and we can trust the supplier, then we'll go ahead with development for it. And it's like trusting that, obviously we trust that they're not going to, rip us off, but we need to make sure that the supply is going to be there later.
Corey from Aquarium Co-op. We're talking about you. We need you to get that fake retail quarter out of your room. You're going to have to sell the warehouse and buy a transatlantic vessel.
I've had other brands before, other companies where we run out of like one thing, and then it's like, oh, you're missing out, and it's such a pain.
Ingredients seem pretty standard from what I see. Featherfin says, I think it's a curry where they pay more attention to the raw materials instead of adding weird stuff to make the ingredients look fancy. Mexicali said, I like the fact they want feedback from consumers. I like it when companies aren't scared. So many companies are terrified for people to tell them what they think. In fact, they do everything they can to avoid that. You ever notice when you do the customer service calls, some of them, when you're on hold, the music is like extremely annoying? You know it's on purpose, right? They want you to hang up. It's a thing. It's like a real thing. So I'm curious though, Featherfin, one of their like biggest competition on Amazon is Aquatic Foods, AF. I'm curious what you think of the ingredient list of this one flake, because I'm gonna do a bunch of food tests, and there was a flake that we saw that was kind of interesting. Let me get your opinion on it. I think it was a spirulina flake. All right. I like Akari pellets. What my fish do. Nice cover up, bro. Hey, I see you. I see you. Real recognize real. Once I get some good food in here, I can be munching on the pellets with my fish too. I was sitting in my chair by the... Yo, one for you, one for me. Well, no. Handful for you, one for me. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here's the ingredients. Notice it's under the ingredient tab. Look, Tetra food. I'll never buy your food ever. Just because of that C label thing. That's the ultimate disrespect. Yeah, you can eat my ass, bro. That shit that shit blew me. I hate that. That was so fun. The audacity. They don't care though. They don't care. All right. Anchovy fish meal, spirulina, krill meal, seaweed, celery, carrots, squash, spinach, broccoli, sweet potato, tomato, zucchini, vegetable oil, shrimp meal, wheat flour, yeast powder, kelp meal, algae, fish oil, marigold. What the hell? Calcium, lecithin, astaxanthin. Yes. Garlic powder, Aquatic Foods vitamin pack, Aquatic Foods mineral pack. They got their branded ingredients. Shellfish meal is the vaguest thing on the planet. Where's shellfish meal? But what do you think of the AF flake? Has some weird ingredients. Like, we thought this was like strange. It was almost like they're selling salad in flake form, to the point where, like, would the fish actually want to eat this, or are the ingredients like too good? Like, you need to put some like cheeseburger, McDonald's, McGriddle syrup in there or something like that. So I'm curious what you think. And then there's another food with some interesting ingredients. I don't want to ask you too many questions though, because it's like I'm abusing your expertise. You're on this is your day off, you know. Oh my goodness! I like you have like a friend that like does some extremely specific thing. You know what? That friend that has a truck. I feel sorry for those guys. I do. No, you are. I love info dumping about fish. We appreciate it, bro. We truly do. I never get to do this IRL. Damn, man, bro. You gotta roll up to your local fish club if you have one. If you don't, then I understand. There's some places where there's not too much. Salmon fish meal, dried yeast, marine protein, krill, plankton, in the parentheses. Spirulina, kelp, vegetable products. Maybe the vegetable products is like their other flake we just read. Fish oil, lecithin, calcium phosphate, vitamin supplements, A, E, D3, B1, B12, and biotin, stabilized vitamin C. Can't have the unstable vitamin C. And it's just like mentally unstable. Anyways, minerals and amino acids. I do, but they don't meet every day. You always got it bad. You got it bad. Aquarium macro pellets, one of my favorites. You have to buy 2 pounds to make cost sense. Wow. We do love hyperfixations on cool information, truly. I think of all of them, I buy... Whoa. Out of everything we've looked at... Just got to go to other streams, pretty much what going all the time. Yeah. But not all of them are watchable. Black worm pellet. Black worm pellet. I'll let you. I know you're probably gathering information in your head. I'll post the link to the black worm pellet just so you can easily find. Oh wait, no, I can't. The link's too long. Oh, you're already saying I go with the black worm one too. I haven't read the ingredients yet, bro. Stop reading so fast. You're not supposed to do the homework at home. All right, black worm, anchovy. How is it? I just want to say, how is it black worm pellets, and the black worm's the second ingredient? This seems like a free alley-oop. Do what you gotta do, man. I don't care what kind of finagling with the ingredient numbers. Like, get California black worms to be ingredient number 1. But anyways, anchovy fish meal, California black worms, krill, plankton, shrimp meal, brine shrimp, red shrimp, blue shrimp, rent is due shrimp, spirulina, dried algae, dried kelp, natural astaxanthin. Yes, I did it again. Wheat flour, soy meal, brewer's yeast, palm oil, fish oil, lecithin, hufa oil, various multivitamins and minerals. So they didn't get the patented aquatic foods vitamins in this one. I go with the black one. Also, the black worm one, maybe it's because it's for axolotls. The price makes the most sense. I'm not gonna lie. The price makes the most sense. Now, what the percentage is, I don't know. And remember, Aquatic Foods Inc., it used to be black worms were their thing. They were Aquatic Foods. I think they were just straight up California black worm company at some point years ago. So black worms is like was their thing. Now they've branched out to all these other companies, food things that literally everyone else also sells repackaged. Also, since it isn't black worm meal, there's less of it per dry volume. What does that mean in application? Is that good? I like the black worm cubes I get them from Super Cichlids. Yeah, again, my peacock eels, I don't see my peacock eels eat that much. I put all sorts of live stuff in there. Microworms, vinegar eels, white worms, brine shrimp. When I put freeze-dried stuff in there, they come out, and I see them. I still don't really see them eat. They have weird mouths. It's really hard to see them eat. I mean, they're eating something. It's like they don't want to eat in front of me. Anyways, the point is, I do think there might be a place for freeze-dried stuff. There's just something about it that even like compared to live, maybe it's how it smells, because a lot of things have very strong senses of smell. So maybe they can just smell the freeze-dried stuff better. No idea. Rip Blackworm Farms, the floods washed them away, apparently. Yeah. Just breed them in your hang-on. The main reason lots of dry pet foods go with meals is the raw meat itself contains water weight, which ends up getting cooked out. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. And that was one thing we were saying earlier when going through Aquatic Provisions, because like you said, their ingredient list looks pretty standard. I don't know how you think it ranks in comparison to like the AF ones we just read, or what you think about that vegetable flake. But I was saying, like, I think a lot of the ingredient stuff is a little hyped. Like, I don't think maybe all meals aren't necessarily horrible per se. Some stuff might just look scarier, and there's a practical reason why it's there that isn't a big deal. Animal meals are already dry, so that's not an issue. I see. Okay, that does make sense. But yeah, the blackworm pellets, like, I feel like they'd go a long way. Like, pellet foods just seems to go further. And the watercolors podcast, at one point they said there was some tests done and like stuff bred better off of pellets compared to flakes, significantly so. But I couldn't find that studies. Take it for what you will. I don't think it had been released yet at the time, but definitely pellets just seem to be better for being nutritious and not supplementary. The veggie flake almost looks like it's flexing the amount of veggies they stuff in. We don't know how much of said veggies is actually in the food. Okay. If a good enough the amount of the veggies are in the food though, is that good, or is there a point where it's actually like too nutritious? It's too healthy, like the fish won't eat it, kind of a thing. I need to make sure the text stays on the screen longer because I've kind of been using it to read stuff too. Sheesh. Okay, so this is what I think I'm ordering so far. I think I'm gonna get a 4. I hate how they do this pricing because like but for $4 more, I could get double the amount. Oh, but just for a few more dollars, I could again get double the amount. It's just like, you're killing me. But this one would arrive sooner, so I kind of want to order this one. So I'm thinking and yeah, the pellets, like you said, any fish will do. I put dried in a coffee grinder to Rapashi. It seemed to kickstart koi breeding 1 week of feeding. Yeah, I really like feeding powdery stuff for a lot of bigger fish, especially dwarf cichlids like Crebensis and the Microgeophagus that do a lot of sand sifting, because it's actually easier to make sure not only all the fish at top eat, the fish at bottom can eat, the cories can eat, because it gets in the sand. That's their natural behavior. They like eating stuff through the sand. I assume there's some kind of benefit for them doing it that way too at some point. I don't know. The powdered foods actually make a lot of sense even for some bigger fish in that way. So I do like pellets because it's easy to grind them up. So the blackworm pellets, I don't know, the ingredients just seem great. Maybe I'm just falling for the marketing of liking California blackworms being the second ingredient, but yeah, I would order this. I'm gonna order one of the little baby bottle foods that AP has, maybe the Mysis freeze-dried powder or something like that. And what are there? Is there any other brand that I need to try besides those two? Flakes are useless once you get past the live bearer stage. Agreed. I don't have any plans to buy flakes, except I was saying if I could get they had a bulk bag of spirulina flakes. Like, I do that just to add basically my own filler to my foods because they're easy to grind up. But flake foods are, like, for my purposes, useless. I have no intentions to purchase them at this time. But they're fun to feed, and it is nice to grind it up. So I would say flake foods are nice in the past if there wasn't as many powdery options for fry, because they'd be easy to make your own little fry powder with like just a mortar and pestle or spice grinder. But more and more I see flakes as being pretty obsolete. Like almost zero use for them. Come to think of it, it's kind of funny how rare worms and insects are in fish foods, despite that being the natural diet of most fishes. Buddy, welcome to the long-term future of the isopod agenda. I know I keep them as pets and things like that, and we're trying to make pretty ones, but the more and more reading that I do, the more and more I see that amphipods and the aquatic isopods are a very, very large part of the natural diet of fish in the wild. And the isopods are superior to scuds in almost every way, especially in the live food culturing department. I'm just not at the place where I'm like wanting to feed my isopods to things, but if there ever a time in this hobby where you as your individual self have these isopods, you have, a decent colony, every now and then you could see yourself taught. And I have fed some dwarf cichlids and other fish to isopods, and bro, when I saw a ram hunt one under a leaf, it was an Episto, hunt one under a leaf and ate it, I was like, there was just something about it when I was watching it, just clicked in my brain. I was like, this just looks so right. I know it sounds messed up, but like, I watched the Episto eat the isopod, and I was like, this looks like the behavior it was doing while I was like looking under the leaf for and stuff. And it's different because like scuds, they're like swim all over the place or whatever. Like the isopods, they can only crawl. When you watch like some of the fish eat them, it's clear that this is something they like to slaughter. Oh, I thought of something, gut loading isopods with algae. Yeah, man. 100%. 100%. Um, and honestly, shrimp are a pretty good live food too. The Neocaridina. I just don't have that many fish that are big enough to reliably eat them. Like, they still usually maintain a population even in fish tanks where fish eat them. I just never see them, and then I take those fish out and suddenly the shrimp are there. But I think that when it comes to the natural aquarium stuff, most of that is like all horseshit. But one thing that you actually can do, not that it replaces feeding totally, but you can definitely create a food web in your tank. Isopods, if you have enough rocks and stuff, they'll maintain a population. The fish is going to eat one or two that gets out of line every now and then, and Neocaridina shrimp, they can definitely maintain a population even with some pretty vicious predators. You got a little bit of a food web in there. I see a rack of 50-gallon low boys mass breeding isopods in the future. Honestly, bro, I would love the low boys. I wanted to do one that was just for the isopods, but I just can't justify the space. But you're totally right. He breeds a lot of them in fire trays. I do occasionally. I do need to check on the wild isopods that I collected. That reminds me. I do need to do that. I'll do that after the stream. Algae has DHA in it. It was an important ingredient for the nervous system. Yeah. I just got a big thing of spirulina. And like I said, I like mixing up a bunch of foods. I'll crush them up into a powder and add other stuff to it. Spirulina is something I add to my food mixtures quite often. Actually, it's kind of nice. It's pretty sticky. Like, I don't know if you guys have messed with spirulina. When it gets wet, it kind of gets like gross, like slimy. But it's really easy to coat foods with it, and there's tons of fun benefits. And I've been eating the spirulina. I have. If it's good for the fish, it's good for me. So I've just a scoop or two of the powder. It's not that bad. It's kind of smooth, but I wouldn't suggest putting the powder in your mouth because then it like coats your whole mouth for hours. But yeah. Anyways, what the fuck it does? It has an interesting flavor too. Yeah, brain zombie fish incoming. Not quite. Okay, guys, what do you want to look at before I hop off here? The vibes have been fantastic. This has been a great stream. Did we complete the topics? I think. Okay, Featherfin Films, you weigh in, but I feel like we got to crown Aquatic Foods the best aquarium food for cost and for ingredients on Amazon. For now. Now, that could change. We did see that their customer service apparently is horrendous. I haven't ordered from them yet. I haven't bought it yet. So, this is a preliminary report. Jesse said, I second that. Feather Film says, I assume you looked at bug bites already. Yeah, we're familiar with bug bites. They just have a more limited selection on Amazon. That's a problem. It is interesting to consider, though. Again, the black soldier larva flakes from Extreme were the worst that I've ever. Like, the fish hated them, and I could tell them. Like, I'm telling you, I can tell when fish are gonna like a food by touching it. This is a new skill that I've realized, because there's like 2 or 3 times recently where I touched a food and I was like, this feels terrible. The fish are going to hate it. And the fish did. And I say this as someone who's trying to culture black soldier fly larvae on a small scale. Actually, finally, some of them just pupated. I used to raise BSF larvae a long time ago. Nice. Yeah, I got some mealworms and black soldier fly larvae, and they're in the same thing. Like, and the mealworms started changing. They look absolutely insane, and the soldier flies are flying, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, black soldier fly larvae, salmon, fish protein concentrate, green peas, potato wheat, the calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is like another solid food. But as far as selection and just purely on Amazon, and I feel like we all have been feeling this blackworm pellet. I think it's intriguing to many people here, so I will be trying it. But Aquatic Foods just has a lot. Hey, if I see you guys buying any of these, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you, bro. I'm telling you, this calcium stuff has gone too far. It's like a mental illness. No one needs this. What is it? Or buy a cuttlefish bone or something. I don't know. This is, to me, it's crazy. This is like this is like, it's going too far. It's going too far. You got like what's the, do you have hydrochloric acid water? How soft could it be? Yeah, eggshells, that's another. I'm just saying, there's calcium in good foods. I just think this is so unnecessary. And I have bought like some of the calcium things, but I like bought like one little thing, and I took like a piece of it and put it in. This is like a whole jar of giant ones. Okay, but that's besides the point. Aquatic Foods, I just feel like they, with their selection, with their price point, it's just hard for me not to go with. Oh, that's what I need to try, their Magic Feed equivalent. That's what it is. I probably wear that off eBay. Aquatic Foods has way more stuff on eBay, but we're talking about Amazon here. Trying to be fair. One last thing. I do want to check their tropical, like, mixed flake. I don't know what it is about inverts and snake oil. That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, that's... But that's why, like, whenever I complain, I say the exact company's name. Like, I've said it and I've said it again. I hate when people say, like, some companies. So, like, bro, you gotta say the name. Okay? You get either one, if you're wrong, it gives them a chance to respond and correct you. But two, if you're right, then you're calling them out and maybe actually promoting a possible change. But if you just, like, namelessly complain about things, like, that's why every time I see the soybean husks, I'm like, hey, Aquatic Arts. But they're not the only ones. I did want to look at this flake. That's what I'm saying. Aquatic Foods, like, I think it's selection, price point, but then their ingredients, like, from my uneducated brain, seem consistently better sounding. Again, I'm not educated enough to say if they're actually better. But I go to this random flake that looks like any, BS flake you'd find in the clearance section. And we see anchovy fish meal, krill meal, squid meal, shrimp meal. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 ingredients before we get to wheat flour. Then yeast powder, then kelp meal, algae, fish oil, lecithin, astaxanthin, garlic powder, and then the Aquatic Foods vitamin pack and the Aquatic Foods mineral pack. I can't get over that they have their own branded ingredient. You ever heard of Kin's Fish Brand? He's on Amazon too. I like to support my LFS. They stock Northfin, so that's pretty much what I feed. Now, I feel you, and my favorite store near me is London Town Tropicals. They always are stocked up to the brim with Extreme, and I love a couple of Extreme's foods, but that shit is so expensive, dog. Like, you get to the checkout counter, and a lot of these stores, they don't have the price tag on the extreme stuff. You put it up there, you're like, I went crazy on the fish. The fish get scanned, the fish get entered in, you're like, it's not that bad. They put that extreme pellet fucking thing in there. It's like $35. Bring me to tears. That's like when you're like, you had your card ready to pay, and then they ring up that last item, and you're like, you pull it back a little, like God damn it. Yeah, no, that Extreme Foods, especially in like the local fish stores, is so expensive, dog. It's crazy. That's one of the things where, like, Aquarium Co-op, the membership thing, their discount, actually, for some stuff like that, since they sell extreme foods, they do have one of the better prices compared to LFS. Just one more fish that I'll be carrying Northfin shortly too. Yeah, Northfin's interesting because in my head I associate it with like quality food and stuff, but I feel like it doesn't get talked about as much these days. Okay, Kin's fish. He's got a tropical flake. We got main ingredients: fish meal, wheat flour, soy flour, shrimp meal, brewer's dried yeast. I like brewer's dried yeast. I feel like that's good. Right? Krill meal, soy lecithin, fish oil. Let's look at the Kin. That's 1 pound. Kin's could be a good place for some bulk stuff because these prices seem not too bad. And that's my thing with it's got to be the price versus the ingredients. Well, the ingredients are bad, whatever. If the price is right, we're still gonna buy it. The thing with AP versus AF is seemingly on a preliminary report. We gotta test the foods, but seemingly AF has a better price and potentially better ingredients. So we have to, but we're gonna have to do the test and a larger selection, which is part of the advantage. But this is an interesting thing. A 1 pound spirulina flake. We're gonna compare it to the Aquatic Provisions spirulina flake bulk. All right. So, and actually, this is one of the ones I was thinking about buying from Aquatic Provisions. It just wasn't on Amazon. So I kind of started going through the premise of best on Amazon. They do have some other options on their website, and this could be a good one. So this is 1 pound. So they're both 1 pound. This is $35. And holy bro, I've got a billion tabs open. I'm never gonna find the one I was just at. Give me a second. Ah, there it was. Okay, so let's start with Kin's first. That's been my go-to store. Are you talking about Kin's has been your go-to store or Northfin? Okay, so Kin's Ultra Intense Spirulina Flake. Main ingredients coming in at number 1 is spirulina. Number 2, wheat flour. Number 3, fish meal. Number 4, soy flour. That's interesting. I'm like, soy has like 20 different ingredients that can show up in these damn foods, bro. We got soy husk, soy meal, soy carbon, protein, digestive tract, excrement. Like, my God. Shrimp meal, wheat germ, soy protein isolate. See? Grain distillers, dry yeast, fish protein concentrate, soy lecithin, krill meal, sodium alginate, fish oil, dried kelp, emulsifier, cornstarch, sorbitol, choline, chloride, manganese, proteinate, zinc, proteinate, copper. Bro, I can't do this to myself. Listen to me. But this seems fine. This seems pretty, like, again, hey, first ingredient, spirulina. Whatever, I don't really, like, again, I'm not an ingredient snob, so I'm not necessarily moved too much by all the wheat, and I am starting to hate soy a lot. And I know, like, there was a lot of fear-mongering about soy, and kind of like MSG and the health effects and all this kind of stuff, but there is some stuff to soy inhibiting growth in some of the reading that I've read, especially when I was looking into the snowflake food. So I do feel like a little bit weird about soy because I have read some things where like it could slow growth, and so I definitely need to read more about that. But soy does still scare me a little bit, probably more than it should. Like wheat, I don't really care that much about, but when it's like 5 soy ingredients, I'm kind of like I need to go read about that more again. But that aside, this is a great example. The price is definitely right on this one. You get a pound of flakes. It's $20. Over here, we have a spirulina flake. It's $35, but you can also order 11 pounds for $190, which is pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. But okay. Let's read their ingredient list. We've got whole anchovy meal, whole shrimp meal, soybean meal, wheat flour, fish oil, squid meal. Yeah, that's interesting. They always got the squid meal. It's kind of cool. Yeast, red algae, spirulina, zeaxanthin, sure, calcium, propionate, rice bran, proteinase, enzyme, garlic, brine shrimp, and vitamin mixture. They get so interesting with the vitamins. Sometimes they want to bore you with every vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And other times they're just like, yeah, we threw some fucking vitamins in there. What? You want us to list it? C label. C label. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know, man. His first ingredient is spirulina. Provisions is the last. Okay. Wait, where is spirulina? Yeah, spirulina is way down there. So I would say, as far as no, I mean I would never buy. Look, I would never buy AP's spirulina flake over Kin's. Kin's ingredient list was pretty good to me. At least, especially when it's like $15 cheaper. So that was basically the only calculus I needed. I could be feeding my fish lead, but I know the fish gotta eat, but I gotta eat too. I think squid meal is common because squids are really high in protein by dry weight. I guess that makes sense. Shit. Let me. I want to react a little bit. I feel bad I didn't react enough to the interview, but we can spin back on it sometime.
Doing everything, and we're okay. So actually, let me just show you around. So
Okay.
When we started, I bought every fish food on the market.
See, I like this a lot. He does seem like a really research guy.
So I got this out for the stream to try to help show. So these are all the major fish food brands.
Yeah, Featherfins. Oh, the squid also bycatch. Also, another ingredient I'm surprised isn't more common is eggs. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a lot of hype about eggs being expensive, but I have thought about, just boiling some eggs and feeding them to my fish, or I guess at least a yolk. Probably something I should look into more. Honestly, the problem with this hobby, it gets you into too many other hobbies. You start raising bugs, you start raising worms, you start raising all other kinds of ugly things, pests. Next thing you know, you got a compost bin. Next thing you know, you're growing plants. Next thing you know, you're smoking cigars with Jorge. Next thing you know, you got some damn chickens. And see, that's my. I don't want to do it, but at the same time, I feel like all roads leads to chickens. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little bit worked up because, like, I'm really concerned. Like, this is actually something I've thought about. Like, all roads in this hobby lead to chickens. Have we not talked about that yet enough? I just feel like I'm being drawn to chickens more and more every day, and I can't do it. I can't do chickens, but I feel like everything about this hobby is making me want to start getting chickens. And I can't get chickens, bro. I can't get them. No, Yo, Jesse said start raising chickens and ducks. Guilty. See, that's what Temperate says you don't have chickens. Bro, does everyone have chickens except for me? Am I the last one to find out? Egg and water steamed and fed. I like chickens, so this is okay for me. I mean, free eggs. Oh, God. See, I knew I shouldn't have said anything. All of you guys have chickens. You're all a bunch of chicken herders. I freaking knew it, bro. I thought it was just being crazy, but now everything has been confirmed. This is wild, bro. This is wild. I don't have any. I don't believe you. You just said free eggs, the poop feeds bugs, alarm clock. How would you even know those things? I had 20 chickens, but now I'm down to 8. A weasel got them. See, I do not. And you know, the one time I looked at getting chickens and the diseases and stuff came up. Not that that's necessarily a horrible problem. Obviously, bird flu is like a thing right now. But like, bro, I already got all this troubleshooting and bullshit with the fish. I don't need to, bro. I can't do the chickens, dog. I can't. I can't. I'm too squeamish for that stuff. Getting quail, pheasants, turkeys, peafowl, guineas. Okay. Yo, someone changes. Yo, we got old McDonald in the chat at this point. Mexicali said no chickens allowed by HOA. So the fact you know it's not allowed by HOA means you looked at it, right? Now, I've considered getting chickens a few times. So I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. All roads really do lead to chickens in this hobby. I'm resisting. I am not getting chickens ever. But now with bird flu, I have a great excuse to never get it. Because the only thing about bird flu is apparently it like really kills cats. I can't risk that, bro. My cat gets sick. My cat dies. I just don't say anything after that. Ada the cat is running this whole operation. Without her, it's all going to dust. Jorge, you admit to thinking about chickens, free food. Nothing is ever free. What do you mean free food? You gotta get a run. You gotta dedicate that space. You gotta feed them, bro. Or have grass. Feed them, I don't know. The outside black soldier fly larva farms are actually pretty, it just seems like literally you have free food for your chickens. So, again, I haven't thought about it at all. I've never done any research. I know nothing about chickens. I haven't thought about it. Rather have birds, already have too many cats, having to farm people just drop them off. Suckers, we have a lot of cats. Yeah. Having a farm, I can imagine that. I can imagine you having too many cats quick. I only have one cat, but every day I think about cats. Quail would be better suited for you. Chickens are... Alright, guys. Nope. I'm not doing this. What else do you want from me? Final thoughts, final words, final questions? I can point the computer camera at something quick. Or is that agree? But I gotta go. No, you guys are gonna start talking to me about getting chickens. I can't have this in my life. I gotta go to sleep. This is turning into a nightmare, and I'm not even put my head down to the pillow yet. We catch the new ones. They get fixed, so we don't have more. Yeah, you're actually doing a very great service there. Sarah fry food. Wait. That was no quail. One last request, the Sarah fry food. Let me just real quickly hit it. Sarah, micron nature, blah, 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 that supports growth and color. Plankton, enriched with 18% krill and 51% spirulina, simulates natural plankton offering ultrafine particles, making it perfect for aquatic larvae and brine shrimp nupuli in both freshwater and saltwater environments. Promotes healthy growth. This premium fry food supports healthy growth, boosts the immune system, and encourages vibrant color development in fish and amphibian larvae, all while preserving water quality through its excellent digestibility. Pure nutrient-rich. Free from dyes and preservatives, our formula offers a clean, nutrient-rich diet focusing on the well-being of fry. Sarah Frees are amazing. Not a lot of options on Amazon. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, I kind of like zoned out doing the whole reading thing, but I'm trying to find the ingredients. I guess they kind of gave us the breakdown, but I'm not seeing the ingredient list, so it's hard to really give an opinion. But 51% spirulina, like so is it 60%? That's a good one to try. I'm intrigued. So. Shit, why not? Add to cart. I'm getting a 2-pound bucket of Sarah. Good night, Jorge. Have a good one. All right, guys. It's been a great night. The vibes have been immaculate. Appreciate you hanging out, talking fish shit with me. I'm with Featherfin Films. You know, it's not like I get to do this every day. Well, when I get on stream every day, I get to do this every day. So I do have an incentive to do it. But you know what I'm talking about. It's fun to talk about. I also need a lot of help understanding things, so I appreciate that. Jorge, I should have played more of the interview. We just got so distracted reading labels. Like, we just read labels for like 3 hours. It's crazy, but it was a great interview. If you didn't see it, please watch it. I'm putting the link to it in the chat. Please watch the interview. And when you watch the interview, come back to this video and comment your thoughts on the interview. Not only so Jorge can get feedback on his interview, and if there's any questions you think he should have asked, so you can remember that in the future, but also so Aquatic Provisions can get any constructive feedback. You know, you may notice that throughout all the complaints and bluster, always try and keep my comments constructive. At the end of the day, there's usually a constructive component to it, because I think complaining without any at least suggestion or loose direction of a solution is totally worthless, provides no value to the conversation. So always want to make sure that, look, let's just take our opinions and put them out there, because more people will see them than you think, and this company is specifically asking for feedback. So I will order some foods from different people, do a food test stream in the future, but please watch Jorge's interview, provide feedback in his comments or in my comments here, both. Have a great night. Appreciate you guys. It's been a good time, and if you're watching the replay, hope you this helped get you through whatever is worse than listening to this. All right, good night, guys. Cheers. Thank you so much, Temperate, for becoming the first member. Thank you so much for the donation. Jorge, just one more fish. Putu, Feather Film, bringing the expertise in. Please make the Rebecca collab happen. I might be too intimidated, but I think it would be really, really awesome to talk to someone that actually knows what they're talking about. Bob, appreciate you stopping by as always. Man, we're getting to the point where like enough people stop by throughout that like when I scroll up, I lose the history, and I feel very grateful. So Jesse, good night. Everyone, good night. I'll catch you when I catch you, and that is Tanks out.